edition. The Jesse and Tausch on a road trip. And if you're watching on the video stream, they are two shadowy figures. Like they're
Some
out of
call
a
this photography, Jason.
Yeah, you're a radio guy by trade. We'll work on getting you guys being able to actually see your faces coming up edition.
Who's we working on that, by the way?
This
Hunter
is
us.
and I.
Hey, no, this is us. There's no
This
we.
is what you got.
This is us.
This might be an upgrade when you think about it.
I'm not mad about it. I kind of like it. It's a silhouette of OT.
Also, the Matt Flynn scheduled to appear edition, the Rob Domovsky scheduled to appear edition, a jam-packed Friday edition of Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, 100.5 ESPN Madison, 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam, ESPNWisconsin.com, the ESPN app, your Alexa smart speaker, streaming live video, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and, of course, everything you need on WisconsinOnDemand.com and the Wisconsin On Demand app. I'm Jace Wilde in Green Bay, where I always am, but you guys are somewhere else. I see golf carts lined up in the back. I could definitely see those. So that part's easy. You are at the Greater Bucky Open, which has moved locations to TPC, Wisconsin. Good morning, Jesse Nelson. Good morning, Mark Tauscher. How are you?
Good morning. We're doing great. Jesse, I don't know, we're wearing the same shirt, which we usually do.
I didn't even
At these golf
notice.
outings.
That's adorable.
I have my Tito's hat rocking today. I'm going to be Courtney is golfing with us today, and then we got a couple others. So it's going to be it's just a beautiful day. I feel like we've been at the Greater Bucky Open every year that we've done the show. Jason joined us one year, and then a couple of years ago, Jesse, as there was a heartfelt Children's Hospital story going on, Jesse's breaking down the Brewers' 5-game winning streak.
Infamous Sports Center update. That was
super loud.
We have not done a Sports Center update on location since the infamous day of 2019, I think it was. Yeah.
Indeed.
So tell us a little bit about what you've got planned at TPC, Wisconsin, which is that a new course?
It is a new course. Yes, this is going to be where the AmFam Championship will be next year. This is this track. So, what do we have planned? We're going to do a show. We're going to raise some money. We're going to golf, and we're going to call. And I think, I see Jesse's realtor. I think I see Stacy Bruner.
That makes sense.
Where's Ira?
Yeah.
The only guy we're missing is Stacy right back there. There he is. This is what you got going today, just so you know.
For those that are unfamiliar with the Greater Bucky Open, which we have done, and I've been to multiple of them.
At least
but it's a great. No, it's true. It's a great cause. They've been doing this for all. This is all organized by former Bucky Badgers.
Yes.
Of which Stacy Bruner is one. And, when he tells you to get housed, I always picture him in his Bucky costume for some reason. I don't know why.
Oh, every house we went to go look at, he showed up with the Bucky costume. We were like, oh, hey, look at that.
That's fun.
True.
That's fun.
It is not true. No, that is a lie. Yes, that is untrue.
Well, the Packers are getting ready to face the Indianapolis Colts with or without their starting quarterback, since they have not ruled him out yet. We will see if that changes this afternoon when they have to issue their injury report.
What's your gut tell you?
Honestly, I wonder if the San Francisco 49ers and the Christian McCaffrey situation prevents further subterfuge.
So
Maybe
he's
not.
So he's not playing, huh? You're convinced he's definitely out.
I am convinced, but that doesn't mean I'm right.
I agree. We're not saying you're reporting it. I see on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy this morning, you'd much rather have Sean Clifford playing on Sunday.
I didn't. I love social media clips. You know how much I love that.
I didn't look at any context. I literally just didn't even click on it. I just saw it.
I'm a big fan of those. Look, I have said this repeatedly throughout the week. I will say it again for the people in the back of the Buckeye Open. I like the acquisition of Malik Willis. I like the idea of if we can rebuild him.
Hey, what do you like about? Yeah, I was gonna say, what do you like about it?
I like
for
the
this
idea.
team.
I like the idea of developing a young quarterback who obviously has talent, which I think we can all at least agree on that. Whether or not he's able to show that talent on Sunday, whether or not he's shown it to this point consistently, I understand there's debate on that. But I don't like the acquisition for a team that has Super Bowl aspirations. You heard me say it repeatedly. I thought they should have gotten Taylor Heineke, who has started 29 games in the league. But I like the idea of developing Malik Willis into either a really good backup or a starter for someone else after he's found his footing in the NFL after what he's gone through in Tennessee. My point is that he has been here now. Today is day 18. 18 of him in Green Bay. Tomorrow will be 19, and game day will be his 20th day as a Packer. I'm sorry, I don't care how smart he is. I don't care how diligent he is. I don't care how hardworking he is. 20 days is not enough to get fully prepared to play a football game at the quarterback position in the NFL. I just don't believe that. Maybe you can do it as a wide receiver. Maybe you can do it as a running back. Maybe you can do it as an offensive lineman. Certainly there's defensive positions you can do it in. But if you're making me choose between him and Sean Clifford, I would pick Sean Clifford. And I'm not saying that Sean Clifford is Matt Flynn or any, fully accomplished, fully formed quarterback. But the advantage he would have is knowing the system, and you wouldn't have quite the same limitations that you're going to have on Malik Willis. That's my position. It's not anti-Malik Willis. It's you've put yourself in this situation now because you never expected Jordan Love to get hurt in the first game. And now you've got a guy that you acquired that you like, but how is he going to be ready, Tausch? You tell me how they're getting him ready. Fully ready, because I'll say this. When we talked to Adam Stenovich, the offensive coordinator, yesterday, and I asked him, what are you going to do when everyone in the building knows you want to run the football, including the Colts? How are you effective running the ball if they are hell-bent on stopping you from running it? And his response was, we're going to take what the defense gives us. And if they're going to be selling out to stop the run, we got to throw the football. That means they're going to put the ball in Malik Willis's hands. And how ready is he to handle that? You tell me.
I don't think he's going to be super well prepared. Obviously, he said it. He's been here 15, 18 days, whatever it's going to be when the game tips off. But that's where Matt LaFleur has to show what he's all about, figuring out schematically, doing some stuff that's going to make it easy. It ain't going to be easy. The Colts defense, now obviously their stud, Buckner, limited, not sure even if he's going to play. That obviously be a big help because, as Bulaga has said, he's went against him a bunch. He's a stud. He's a really good player, and it's nice when you have a young quarterback to have some really good defenders off the field, not causing you those problems. But if you're asking me how is he going to get prepped and ready, I don't have an answer for that because I don't think the Packers have an answer. They're going to try and figure out how they can manipulate and find enough ways to score some points, but they're going to be conservative. They're not going to put him in a position where he's going to have opportunities to turn the football over. And if they don't, it's shame on them. This is one of those games where defensively we need to see what we're all about. And then you better believe they're going to lean on, and Steno can say what he wants about how they're going to approach this. They are going to run the football a lot more. They're going to, but that doesn't mean that Will isn't going to throw. And if there comes a point, if they're just going to go man-to-man and go one-on-one, I like our chances. You can throw go balls to Christian Watson.
Yeah.
That, if it's one-on-one, hey, throw it up, see if you can make a play. And if you can, awesome. And it doesn't make – you don't have to be a 80% passer here. If you're going to hit on a couple of big plays, if Malik Willis gives you a few big plays, you're going to feel really good about what that operation is.
What's more important, that he gives you a few big plays or he doesn't make any – that he doesn't turn the ball over? Let's say he throws 23 passes in the game. As long as he doesn't throw an interception or have a Strack fumble, are they going to be able to win the game?
23 you can't turn it over. But, yes, I do believe I don't – the Colts are a fine team. We don't know much about them yet either. So I think the plan has to be conservative, don't turn it over, don't put him in position to get stracked and to throw picks. Mm-hmm. That's easier said than done. That's easy for us to say. It's a lot harder when he's out there and he's got guys. That's where the O-line has to – you have to have that play-action pass game, the bootlegs, all the stuff that we've talked about all week. But limit the 5- and 7-step drops. I don't want to have a ton of those, and limit 3rd and 6 plus. You do that, that's where most of those turnovers come from. You give him clean windows and real easy open throws, and all of a sudden maybe that confidence starts building, and maybe we're sitting here Monday, Tuesday next week talking about, I can't believe we questioned Malik Willis. Do I think that's going to happen? I don't. But I also didn't think we'd be talking about Ryan Tannehill last year or 2 years ago, throwing 400 blanking yards and holding Derrick Henry down, and the Packers losing that game. So that's the beauty of the NFL.
You said it earlier in the week, and I thought it was a very good point. If it wasn't for the Love injury, we'd be spending a lot of time talking about how good Jayden Reed was and how good he is.
That storyline died because of he's leading the league in receiving.
So let me resurrect it for you, or at least for your shadowy figure that I'm watching from the Greater Bucky Open.
Did you see my guy Gurn bring us water?
I did.
He's a 5 capper. We're going to need him to shoot scratch today.
I saw his khaki shorts and his butt as he went by.
He's not wearing khakis, though. Can khakis be gray? Khakis have to be.
I feel like khakis have to be brown.
They have to be like a tan. Yeah.
No, this is as gray as
I just
Matt Davenport's hair, according to you.
It did seem to be gray. Can Jayden Reed, with Malik Willis throwing him the football or handing him the football or pop passing him the football on his way by on a jet sweep, can he be a field tilter even without Jordan Love and with an inexperienced backup in the system being the quarterback? Could he be the equalizer?
I mean, he could. I wouldn't bet on it. You know, the kids say
you wouldn't prize pick him?
I'm not saying bet. This is going to be one of those. I think he can make a couple of big plays, but if you think he's going to be as productive, I hope that that's the case. I do think you're going to see him jet sweep. I think you're going to see screens, bubbles, all that stuff that you're going to want to do with a quarterback that doesn't know your system as well. But the other team knows that too. And I think this is going to be more of a Christian Watson game. And that's not just because I prize picked last week and it completely failed. I might double down. Absolutely, I might. But this is one of those games where it's going to be, I got one-on-one, I'm going up top, I'm going to see what we got on the outside, and because those are easier throws with big play potential, which is what, if I'm looking at it, that's how I'm going to approach this game from the Packers standpoint. Give me some easy plays that have big play opportunities with not much risk of balls being intercepted. That's what I would be doing.
Well, what we will be doing is you will be at the Greater Bucky Open at TPC, Wisconsin. Are we going to stick with the shadowy figures all show long?
Well, I don't. We don't have it. What do you want us to do?
We'll move it around for you if you want to see.
No,
we'll try.
Look, I'll be honest. I prefer this too.
Look at the view back there. That's a gorgeous view.
It's a beautiful view. I don't know I'm not a television producer and I don't play one on the radio, but from a viewer's experience, I don't know, maybe everybody likes you guys.
Very frustrating.
Chris in Milwaukee on the text line said, why are the guys at the golf course sitting in the dark? They look like they're on 60 Minutes being interviewed as the latest whistleblower in an investigation.
That is really good. That's really good. Now we just muffle our voices a little bit.
Modulation, yes. I look forward to that as we roll on from the Greater Bucky Open here at the Wilde House. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Oh, did you get a little Pella action?
Right
now. I'm jealous.
Putting it
I
on the
am
window.
jealous. Wilde getting that Pella, sweet Pella action. They are the window and door equivalent of hitting for the cycle. Pella manufactures all of their own products. Each one of those products gets tested thousands of times to ensure that it stands the test of time. Quality craftsmanship and innovative design are built into every Pella product for timeless beauty and performance. If you order by September 30th, get as low as $18 per window and $81 per patio door per month. Visit PellaWI.com today to learn more.
Wilde and Tausch rolls on from the Greater Bucky Open, the 60 Minutes edition.
We do look like it's like espionage.
The whistleblower line was money. That was
whistleblower line,
outstanding.
that's Hall of Fame worthy. That was good.
More Wilde and Tausch straight ahead. Stick around.
Wilde and Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio. After every single green and gold game,
You can say it doesn't matter, but that's not being fair.
there's only one place to go for instant reaction.
Once, since they won the Super Bowl in 2010, one season, have they done better than 10th in points given up.
And to give yours on the Boda Box Wine Line. Tune into Green Bay Game Night with Homer after every green and gold game. Right here on 94.5 ESPN, the Wisconsin On Demand app, and at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
An ESPN Radio Extra Point with Joe Fortenbaugh.
You don't make money buying high, selling low, okay? It's the other way around. You got to buy low, you got to sell high. Right now, Burrow's down. MVP odds go from 9-1 to 16-1. They lose to the Patriots. Everybody's jumping ship. It's one game. Anyone notice the fact that for the last 5 seasons, the Bengals have started 0-2? Oh, by the way, during that stretch, they've gone to and lost a Super Bowl, and they've gone to another AFC Championship game and lost that in close fashion at Arrowhead against Kansas City. One game. Let's relax. There's some interesting points there about the wrist. There was no T. Higgins in that game against the Patriots. I don't know where Chase is at. It seems like a lot of the guys that held out may have struggled a little bit. We saw Brandon Ayuk struggling. Jefferson played pretty well. Actually, no, he got paid before that. He wasn't holding out. But you'll see things like that. It's one game. Why are we all jumping ship on Cincinnati when they did what they always do, which is lose early in the season?
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you. Discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands, at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at Hims, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/joy and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
Hey, this is the Fat Jack, and football season is here. Are you ready to make some money? Have you bet on sports before? That probably did not go great. I can help you make money. Go to fatjacksports.com and get dialed in to turn a profit. The picks are emailed to you. They're on your personal portal on the website, and you can pay less than $50 a week for longer packages to make money betting this football season. Fatjacksports.com, the only place you need to go. 100% transparent, and will turn you profit this season at fatjacksports.com.
Gabe, where do you think our group should be taking our golf trip next year?
Jason, I don't know. Do you have time to figure it all out and get all the reservations made? I certainly don't.
Not really. I mean, I'm so busy. If I only knew somebody to call that might do all the work for us.
Oh, I know about Wisconsin Golf Trips. Their main business is booking groups from around the world to play all the great courses in our state, but they're now doing outbound trips for groups each year to places like Michigan, Minnesota, and Nevada. Plus, Wisconsin Golf Trips is even booking custom packages for Scotland and Ireland.
Oh, wow. Let's hit them up.
WisconsinGolfTrips.com.
Finally, warmer weather, green grass, birds chirping. Don't spend your weekend surrounded by all that junk. Get your free, no obligation, same day estimate from Two Men and a Junk Truck. You'll restore your sanity and reclaim your space when Two Men and a Junk Truck pulls in your driveway. Visit twomenandajuncktruck.com for your free, no obligation estimate today.
Keep what you love, ditch what you don't.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
The more I see, the less I know. But I know one thing, that I love you.
Did I hear a rumor? Oh, look at that!
We figured it out,
guys. We've exposed our whistleblowers.
Can you? Oh, because we shut the drape.
We got these translucent drapes.
Yeah, that's what you always want to do on a beautiful sunny day. Just throw the shades up.
Hey, Jackwagon. You can still see.
Don't be so mean.
If you weren't talking
view.
to Gern the whole time during the break, you would have seen what I was working on.
I've had a lot of people say you've been really mean to me lately.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
I'm sure. How many?
Retired Navy fella has been saying he's even coming on board a little bit.
Sure, that's what he's saying. Yeah, he's a big fan of you. Jesse Nelson, great work.
Thank you.
I don't know how you did it, but you can see the beautiful vistas that Tausch was talking about and see both your beautiful faces.
I don't just come out to remotes for sandwiches, Jason. Sometimes we get some stuff done out here.
Occasionally, but you mostly go for the sandwiches.
Mostly.
Did I hear a rumor that Joe Thomas is there? Is he back from Germany?
He's das ist back. Joe is back. He is, and I think we're going to have him join us. He's doing the what do they call it?
The ceremonial starter.
And then I think he's going to jump on potentially. We'll see. Fingers crossed.
Well, that would be great. We've got our green and gold game preview coming up. We've got some trivia as well here in the 9 o'clock hour. So
what do you find out about Edgerrin Cooper for me?
You should thank Tom Silverstein because he asked.
I texted him and I knew he'd answer. I knew my beat guy would ask a pertinent question.
Okay, don't tell Rob Domofsky at 10:30 that he's moved ahead of Rob now again. But it was interesting because the back and forth between Matt LaFleur and Tom Silverstein revealed that on the touchdown run by Saquon Barkley, where, if you recall, there appeared to be some confusion, that was caused by Edgerrin Cooper lining up in the wrong spot.
That's never
an
a good
alignment issue. Mm-hmm. And that was what led to the touchdown, and that's what led to him being on the bench thereafter. So they brought him back later in the game, but the bottom line is that he was he was not good on that play. So my question for you, since you are a Cooper fan, is how much can you live with from a young player making mistakes? Because the whole premise last season on offense was, hey, we're going to live with the growing pains and live with the mistakes. And then we're going to see the benefits of that on the other side. Can they do that with Edgerrin Cooper, too? Are they going to play him more this week than he did last week?
Yeah, they will. I think they definitely are going to play him more. And I don't know. I saw that Quay Walker had a little injury thing flare up, right, on the injury report. So,
yeah, groinal.
I don't think Quay played great last week. Obviously, the defense as a whole. But to answer your question, I'm okay with him making some mistakes. What I'm not okay with is making the same mistake twice. And that's what drives coaches nuts. If alignment issues, you got to get that stuff cleared up, because as coaches will tell you, I can get Jesse Nelson to line up right. Now, he's not going to make any plays, and he shouldn't be out there, and he's probably going to get hurt in a violent way, but he at least will know how to line up. Now, if you can get Edgerrin Cooper to line up properly and understand all that, he is going to gain confidence, and he's going to he just looks different. It looks different when he's out there. So that's why when you have special talent, you have a little bit more leeway, because you know, man, if once the light bulb goes on, whoo, it's going to be good. And occasionally you're going to have some shorts and the lights will maybe flicker a little bit and you'll have some dark spots. You have to bring candles out, things like that. But, man, you get those high beam, baby, and you get them rolling.
Baby.
It's awesome, and that's what I think the Packers, they have to balance that out. And it's early in the season. You realize when you've got a young team like Green Bay does, you're gonna ride that wave. It's all about positioning yourself and then finishing a season like we saw last year. That's the goal when you play these young players.
Well, they were willing to live through growing pains. I would think they will do that again, but they do have to be better defensively, and we'll talk a little bit about that, I'm sure, when I at least get my turns in the green and gold game preview. But I don't know, did you guys hear some of the things that Jeff Hafley said to us yesterday? I thought he was a little bit Dom Capers-like to start, and you can read those comparisons.
Oh,
in
no.
the Wisconsin State Journal today. He talked for a long time, and he saw a lot of positives, like Dom used to. But he also acknowledged we will be better, and it was not good enough. And I thought that his approach for a guy that I haven't gotten to know very well to this point was pretty darn good. I think he realizes that they probably hurt themselves in some ways by not playing guys in preseason, Tausch. I brought up to him how Dom Capers in 2009, and I know you weren't there yet because the Packers were dragging their feet on bringing you back, but in the preseason in 2009, Dom Capers ran his stuff, and he played his starters. Now, that was a different era of how preseason games were viewed, both at 1265 Lombardi Avenue and throughout the league. But they were able to hit the ground running more so with their scheme because they had worked it in games in preseason. I asked Matt LaFleur if he had any regret with the 2020 hindsight of not playing his guys in preseason, and he said no. Do you think there should be? Because I agree with him. I don't have a problem with his decision, but that's kind of what you get when you don't have your defense in a new system get to play in the preseason, isn't it?
Yeah, if you didn't have a problem, why'd you ask the question?
Well, he was the one who said 2020 hindsight, and I said, well, and then I said, well, if you have 2020 hindsight, do you regret it? And he said no.
Well, so that's always going to be the battle lines, and I think Edgerrin Cooper is obviously hurt, missed a bunch of camp.
Yeah, didn't play any in the preseason.
So you would want your young players to get out there and play, and unless it's a running back that is going to be your starter, I want all my young players playing in the preseason. They haven't earned those stripes yet, and when you're starting to look at the defensive scheme and trying to figure all that out, is it possible that maybe if Edgerrin Cooper was able to play in a game or two, maybe he doesn't line up wrong?
Yeah.
I know there's practice and everything else. Things are more chaotic, even for a preseason game, than in practice. And it's really good to get out there and to have that happen to you because the great players don't make those same mistakes twice. And when you have something like that, I can still remember a family night scrimmage in 2000 where we had a 54 protection on, which was the tight end stays in, tackle tight end, and we have a combo up to the linebacker on a protection. It's a max protect. And for whatever reason, the tight end didn't line up. I thought I had tight end help. I went down to help on the 3 and then came back out. And we ended up giving up a sack in the family night scrimmage. And that is a play that I then looked at and said, well, the tight end wasn't here. That's a mistake that I still, 25 years later, have in my head. Does that mean that that's how everybody thinks? I hope not. I hope that they're putting other knowledge in their brains besides that. But that's the stuff that you get so much out of learning from a mistake that happens, and you much rather it be in a preseason game than not. But with all that said, I don't want anybody getting hurt in a preseason game. I don't want a ton of reps. I'm not interested in all of that so that you feel that much better. I'm willing to live with some errors if they're healthy and you're ready to roll when the regular season starts. I am of the belief that the Packers, after that Jordy Nelson injury, I think they're doing the right thing, even though it means choppy waters to start seasons because you're not playing as much in the preseason.
I agree, and I'm not criticizing LaFleur for his approach, but it was interesting that he acknowledged that maybe some of those things are mitigated by playing, but it's not, the juice is not worth the squeeze in his estimation. All right, we need to get to the green and gold game preview. I still can't believe, like, you guys look, you know what it looks like? It looks like you guys are the update desk at, like, a major golf tournament or the Olympics. Like, the view behind you, it went from this idea that you guys were in witness protection to you guys looking as professional as we've ever looked on a remote. It looks incredible.
Is that right? Good job, Jesse.
And now let's go out to Stacy Bruner on 14.
Exactly. That's exactly what I had in mind.
Oh, Stacy just topped his third ball in the water. Now he's taking his shoes off and trying to hit. Oh.
He's thrown the club up into the tree. Oh, my.
Well,
Irick is there, though. And if you're looking for a new home, do what Jesse Nelson did. Just do it on a golf course.
I hope that the good people at the Golf Channel are watching, since next year's AmFam Championship will be there. This is exactly where they're going to want to put their update desk from the AmFam Championship at TPC Wisconsin. And speaking of the AmFam Championship, tell us a little bit about what AmFam's got going.
Hey, good deal. I don't have a show sheet today, so I am just guessing with you. Hey, Packer fans, looking for the ultimate game day experience? Well, American Family Insurance has you covered. Picture this, hitting your very VIP tailgate party, then cheering on the green and gold, the Pack, from jaw-dropping seats. Not doing it. I'm not going to drop my jaw.
That's good. That's good.
I'm learning.
This is growth.
Enter the Dream Weekend Sweepstakes to win amazing game tickets, a private tailgate, exclusive Jordan Love merch, and much, much more. That sounds incredible, right? Well, don't miss out. Visit amfam.com/Packers to enter today, and you better get moving, because the stroke of midnight on October 21st, that's when this little contest deal
11:59 p.m.
You can see official rules at amfam.com/Packers. Insure carefully. A dream fearlessly.
We fixed 1 out of 2.
Now get him a show sheet, will you? All right. The green and gold game preview, followed by Tausch telling us about Coors Light. It's next.
All right.
It's
Thank you, Jason.
Tausch.
On air, online, and on demand. Get all your favorite ESPN Wisconsin content anywhere you get your podcasts for free. The new Wisconsin On Demand. It's free, it's everywhere, and it's for you.
This is Matt Meitner, owner of Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Do you find yourself talking to your dog but feel like she's not listening to you?
Bella, sit!
Are you constantly repeating yourself but she's not following your directions?
Sit! Sit!
Frustrating, isn't it? At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we want to help you have a happy, confident, and obedient dog, and we also want to make the training process an enjoyable and worthwhile experience. Contact Sit Means Sit today to schedule a free consultation so we can create a customized training program so you are able to have the dog you want and deserve.
Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Sorry, we don't train husbands, wives, or kids.
Looking for that ultimate game day hangout during football season? Welcome to Magoo's on the Mound, now open at 11 a.m. Tuesday through Sunday. With 13 TVs, you won't miss a moment of the action. Enjoy our free 100-square pool with amazing prizes and a complimentary halftime buffet. Plus, we've got great drink specials to keep you cheering. And don't forget, we offer shuttles to and from all Milwaukee baseball games. Magoo's on the Mound, where green and gold fans gather and where every game day is a win.
Milwaukee College Prep, dedicated to closing the opportunity gap for children in Milwaukee, redefining what's educationally possible so more children can pursue their dreams. Join me, Good Karma Brand's founder CEO Craig Karmazin, and Milwaukee College Prep Thursday, October 17th, and take a stand in closing the opportunity gap for Milwaukee scholars. Your support means quality education accessible to over 2,000 scholars in Milwaukee's most challenged communities. Milwaukee College Prep is closing the opportunity gap. To learn more and purchase tickets, go to MilwaukeeCollegePrep.com and click support.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Alex Strofe.
This Badger Minute brought to you by UW Credit Union. For every stage of life, UW Credit Union is here for every you. Proudly serving Wisconsin for over 90 years. Pop in or hop online at uwcu.org to join.
With this Badger Minute, I'm Jesse Nelson. The good news, Wisconsin is 2-0 for the first time since 2020. The bad news, there still seems to be a lot of work to do with Alabama coming to Camp Randall Stadium this weekend. Head coach Luke Fickell after Saturday's win over South Dakota on what lies ahead this week.
Top team in college football in the last 20 years. I mean, you'll be challenged in a completely different way. We know darn well what's walking in here, and we had enough work to be able to, make sure we were on the right page and finding ways to win the first couple games, but it'll be a heck of a week for us.
Get as low as $18 per window and $81 per patio door per month at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Offer on September 30th, so visit PellaWI.com today.
Guys, let's be honest. We like simple stuff, like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men in Oak Creek on Howell Road, just south of Putes Road. Walk in anytime, 7 days a week, even Sundays. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
They say seeing is believing, and when you see what's inside at American Place Casino, you better believe you're gonna love it. Because when it comes to amazing gaming, we're a real game changer. With the most exciting of table games like blackjack, craps, and roulette, the newest slots, a sports book, restaurants, bars, and more. So if you're ready for excitement, we'll see you soon. American Place Casino. Change the game.
Must be 21 years of age or older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER, 1-800-426-2537.
For love of the game. But there's nothing like being selected to the Olympic team. And love of their country.
Championship of that level, gold medal, means more.
Tune into Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus Audio Network. Inside stories from Bucks stars on the agony and triumph of competing to win it all at the Olympics. It's Behind the Bucks, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and streaming wherever you get your podcasts.
With 18 unforgettable holes on 250 acres of natural private land, the Bog provides the ultimate golf experience. To book your next tee time, call 262-284-7075 or visit golfthebog.com. Enjoy golf. Enjoy the Bog.
Wilde and Tausch is presented by Tito's Handmade Vodka, America's original craft vodka produced in Austin, Texas, and naturally gluten-free. Tito's Handmade Vodka.
See you sober if I'm breathing, racing to the moonlight and I'm speeding. I'm headed to the stars, ready to go far. We'll start walking. Don't ever see you sober if I'm breathing, racing to the moonlight and I'm speeding. I'm headed to the stars, ready to go far. We'll start walking. Don't ever see you sober.
Live from the Greater Bucky Open.
Oh, Dan Kelly just stopped by. He's always a great supporter, along with American Family Insurance with the AFC and Children's Hospital. And he didn't even say hi to Jason, which I'm very surprised.
He did not say hi. Jason, he did tell me some producer tips.
Yes.
So.
Well, you didn't respond to him, and he's trying. He's an avid podcaster.
Is he looking like I'm taking a lot of days off. I don't know if he wants to hop on our team and produce the show every
You
now
are
and
taking
then.
a lot of days off. That is for sure. He's not actually even retired. He's rewired.
That's what I've heard.
I tried to tell you guys.
And he doesn't have to tell you he said hi because he and I text on a somewhat regular basis.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Including some inside information from the Players Only podcast or whatever we called that during the sidecast.
That's what we need, a behind-the-scenes exclusive with Dan Kelly on the makings of the Players Only.
Oh, he could provide that. I don't know if Tausch wants us to.
Basic. Oh, you can. What do I care? Yeah, go ahead.
That's true. City was the one who was. He was
City
sick.
was great.
He was under. He was under the weather. Be that as it may, time now for the Green and Gold game preview.
Let's take a closer look at this week's matchup. This is the Green and Gold game preview.
All right, guys. Some different questions this week for the Green and Gold. No, well, we'll get to that, actually.
Hey, a lot of Kringle out here, Jason. I know you're a big Danish Kringle guy. A lot of Danish Kringle.
I do enjoy that very much, yes. And I appreciate them sending it directly to me so I don't have to go to the Greater Bucky Open with you two.
I don't think Kringle will be part of our Green and Gold game preview, but you never know. Here we go. Our 3 big questions ahead of the Green Bay Packers and the Indianapolis Colts in the home opener at Lambeau Field on Sunday. Question number 1. Besides Malik Willis getting the start, what is the most compelling thing about Sunday's home opener?
Yeah, we talked about it. I've been compelled by this on the defensive side of the ball. I want to see more Edgerrin Cooper. I want to see that playmaking. That is what I am really. There's all of the question marks, and we've hammered on what are they going to do? How are they going to set this up offensively? Blah, 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 blah. I want to see this defense play better. There's a lot of excuses last week. Some of them very valid. Crappy field. First time out. Playing against a really good offense. I want to see Jeff Hafley's group, and I want to see Edgerrin Cooper leading that group. So I really hope that's what we're seeing. That's what I'm intrigued by.
Yeah, I definitely think he's going to play more and be given more opportunities, but I would also add, as is often the case with young players, be prepared for another mistake or two that are going to come with that, and maybe it even leads to a touchdown like it did in Brazil. To me, the most compelling thing about this game is, regardless of what Steno said and letting Malik Willis throw the football, I think when Rob Domofsky joins us later, he'll point out, at least he pointed this out to me yesterday, in the 3 games that Malik Willis did start as a rookie, he never threw for even 100 yards in those games. So clearly the brain trust of the Titans did not trust him to put the ball in his hands. Now it's 2 years later. But to me, the most compelling angle is you're playing the run defense that gave up more rushing yards than anyone in the league last week. 213 yards on 40 attempts. Joe Mixon had 159 yards for the Texans. Are they going to be dedicated? Gus Bradley is a proud defensive coordinator.
He's proud of his defensive team.
He's proud of his defense. Is he going to find a way to be better defensively against the run? And how are the Packers going to handle it if they are? If they're going to be gashable like they were last week, then the Packers are going to run the football and they're going to win the game. But how do you run when everybody knows you want to run? That is my compelling angle to this game. Next.
Run your game. That's how you do it.
Don't throw passes.
Question number 2 in our Green and Gold game preview. Which player is most important to Malik Willis and the Packers offense having success on Sunday?
Great question, Jesse. Great question.
I told you we mixed it up this week.
I'm gonna go LA, Jeff, here. Are you guys all right with me, LA?
There it is.
I don't wanna.
You said you weren't gonna do low-hanging fruit, and here you are.
I leave that low-hanging fruit for you short guys to nibble. But it's Josh Jacobs. I mean, this isn't hard to figure out. You just mentioned it. Mixon last week. Thanks a lot. But that's what this is going to be. He needs to be. We have to see why we're paying him $12 million a year. This is one of those games. Hey, hand him the pill and let's go to work. And if it's or screen games, just get him involved. Let him eat. And if he does, and I would go O-line, but that's a whole nother animal, and I don't want to do that. Josh Jacobs is the player.
Did you not just say in the previous segment about Jaden Reed?
What about him?
You were the one talking about
it. No, Jason asked and said, can he do the same thing with Malik Willis? And I said, no, I don't think he can.
Well, I think they're going to try. There's a variety of ways to get Jaden Reed the ball. I think they're going to try to do that with Jaden Reed. As Tausch aptly pointed out, he would have been the storyline of the week if the quarterback hadn't gotten hurt. He was fantastic in Brazil. I think he is a special player, and we saw glimpses of that. Gosh, didn't we see him? Wasn't it against Wisconsin where he caught the game-winning touchdown and also threw a touchdown pass while he was at Michigan State? He's been pretty special
look
for a while.
At this. Hey,
look who's interrupting the Green and Gold game preview.
We got protein.
Say hi to the world.
We got protein sauerkraut.
Was that our favorite German coach?
yeah.
He's got to go. He's got to go to lunch. Are you going to join us in a bit?
Das Hall of Famer, Joe Thomas.
The bagel sandwiches from our guy Joey Bagels. What a guy! That's my MVP right there.
He left.
The sauerkraut.
He left out the door now.
Jayden Reed, the most important.
Wrapping up our green and gold game preview, the Packers beat the Indianapolis Colts as 2.5-point underdogs, opened as 3.5-point dogs. They beat the Colts on Sunday.
I think Malik Willis needs to have 50 yards plus rushing. That's it. Because I'm not going to get into the Kringle turnover game. I know you don't like that. So that's what it needs to be.
Kringle
I think his
turnover.
legs. Yeah. Kringle's out here. Kringle's a great partner of ours. Turnovers. Kringle turnovers.
Like the pastry
Are you guys
turnovers.
being serious? You guys can't put two and two
I got
together.
it. I did not get it when you first
They don't
said
call
it.
themselves Racine Danish
I'm
turnovers.
sorry, it's a big gap there. Sometimes I wonder about you two, man. I agree with a retired Navy fella. We do have to put up with a lot. That's what this comes down to. And I just remember you mentioned that Sunday night game with Tennessee with Malik Willis. I remember him having a big, long run and utilizing his legs, and that's obviously something that Matt LaFleur is going to try and highlight. I'm sure Indianapolis knows that too. So that's where I'm at with this. Let's figure that out. If he can have positive, if he can get to 50 running the football himself, you sprinkle in the other 150 that old boy gets, between him and Wilson, I think Green Bay's got a great chance to win that game.
I think Green Bay has a great chance to win the game if they can shut down Jonathan Taylor and play sound defensively, which they did not do in Week 1 against a very good offense, I will grant you. But Jeff Hafley said it yesterday. Not good enough. You're right, Jeff. Will you be good enough in this game? Because while he said they have to play well no matter who the quarterback is, I'm sorry. They have to play at a higher level when you are starting a backup quarterback. It's like the Badger hockey team under Jeff Sauer having to start John Michelizzi after Dwayne Dirksen got hurt early in my writing career. You have to elevate your game. What do you mean, what? Dwayne Dirksen. You don't know your Badger hockey, bro.
You're right, brah. I don't.
Well, when I was a young Cub reporter, Dwayne Dirksen, who is an UW Athletic Hall of Famer, much like...
Can we Whoa Nelly something or not?
Yeah, you can Whoa Nelly it. Yeah.
Continue, Jason.
Whoa Nelly!
I'm just debating if we can Whoa Nelly during a non-Whoa Nelly.
We need to play trivia.
We're doing double trivia because we don't have anything going on today. Remember that, Jesse?
Well, you just won't Nelly Jason's insightful story, so now we have plenty of time to do double trivia if we really wanted to.
Yeah. Have your. It was actually a decent story, but I guess you'll have to.
Oh, Jason, don't do
now
this. I hate when you do this. You try to
Why
make
are you
me
always
feel.
trying
Can
to
you
stir
please?
stuff up,
I
Jason?
didn't Whoa Nelly you. I want to hear about. I obviously have become a hockey guy. Can you please tell me, as Jesse puts in this to the trivia stuff, will you please finish the Dirksen story?
Time for trivia. Famous Colts is the
now
category.
I want to know the
Famous
Dirksen
Colts.
story.
Jason,
Nope,
don't do that.
It's like when the one kid is talking in class and then the whole class gets punished. Although I think missing this story is not quite punishment. It's not that good. All right, now let's play trivia. I want to stay on the clock so we get to Domofsky on time, so we get to Matt Flynn on time. It's not that great of a story. Let's get to trivia. The category.
You think Joe's going to come back?
He's going to.
Joe
but
Thomas?
I really want to talk to him about Dirksen now because I want to know more.
God, you're such a jerk.
No, I do. I honestly do not want to know.
Get your Coors Light read ready since you're not aware of any of the reads today.
Okay,
Get your
Coors
paperwork set. We're going to play
right.
trivia. Caller 10 right now for Wilde and Tausch trivia, 844-770-3776, 844-770-3776. Hunter Vaughn is standing by waiting for your call, 10th caller to play trivia. And Tausch, raise a Coors Light just like you're, I'm sure, going to be doing later in your round at the Greater Bucky Open.
I feel like we definitely going to have some Coors Lights this afternoon, brewed with that 3-step cold process, cold lager, cold package, cold filtered. I'm going to make sure those. I'm going to get. You guys know I love the 16-ounce wide mouth. You take the.
Are you ad-libbing now?
Yeah, I didn't bring the sheet with me, so I'm taking it off. And you want that? You want those mountains baby blue when you're out at the GBO, and it's a beautiful Friday afternoon. It's only 102 calories. There's a reason we all love Coors Light. We just want to chill and enjoy our Friday before the big sports weekend here in Wisconsin, and we're going to celebrate responsibly.
Yes, we are.
Coors Brewing Company, a golden Colorado.
Nailed it.
That's a pretty good read.
It wasn't a read.
Technically not a read. Exactly. It was an ad-lib.
You guys fully understand what that means, but okay.
All right. Trivia, caller 10. We'll play next live from the Greater Bucky Open at TPC, Wisconsin. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance. Whether it's live or in podcast form, you've heard us on air with all of our shenanigans.
Gabe, I'm throwing some. Why are you throwing? I don't want.
Now see your favorite 94.5 ESPN shows streaming on video.
By me, by the way. I hit that microphone like 4 out of 6 times on that.
Subscribe to ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube and get notified when we hit the air live. Plus, you can watch back any second that you miss and see original digital content too. Watch, listen, interact. ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
I can't wait for golf this weekend, huh, buddy? Time flies. Love you, man. Oh, don't forget your knee brace again. We aren't in college anymore.
Moments together matter, so help protect yourself from RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV, and there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Buying a home is one of the biggest financial decisions you'll ever make. Before you tour a home, the real estate professional you're working with may ask you to sign a buyer's agreement, which describes the services you'll receive, each party's role and responsibilities, and how your agent will be compensated, all of which you'll want to discuss with them up front. So work with an agent who's a Realtor. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors with a duty to honestly represent you and put your interests above their own, because that's who we are.
Warning, the following ZipRecruiter radio spot you are about to hear is going to be filled with F words.
When you're hiring, we at ZipRecruiter know you can feel frustrated, forlorn even, like your efforts are futile, and you can spend a fortune trying to find fabulous people, only to get flooded with candidates who are just fine. Fortunately, ZipRecruiter figured out how to fix all of that. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. With ZipRecruiter, you can forget your frustrations because we find the right people for your roles fast, which is our absolute favorite F word. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day.
Fantastic.
So, whether you need to hire 4, 40, or 400 people, get ready to meet first-rate talent. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. Don't forget, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. Finally, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
It's time for the Ortho ASAP Minute from Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin.
I'm joined by Dr. Rick Papandrea. What's the process when deciding if someone needs surgery or not?
The surgeons here are just that. We are surgeons, but all orthopedic surgeons evaluate a patient and attempt to get them better without surgery. And then we have other non-surgeons here as well. Everybody is coordinated to get people better. And if we can do that without surgery, great. It's typically the best way to get somebody better. But there are just certain injuries that won't get better on their own. They fail to get better without surgery, or they're clearly such that they need surgery.
Does someone's personal interest and feelings play into medical decisions?
We have to look at the patient and decide what's best for them. It's always good to ask the doctor, what would you do? But I always turn that back around and say, well, I'm not you. Let's look at what you need, because some patients may have the exact same sort of needs that I have, but what I need or what I think will work isn't always the best thing for the patient given their specifics.
The Ortho ASAP Minute is sponsored by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference.
$1 million. That's big, really big. This September, Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee is handing out a cool million, and you've got a shot at winning your share. The big $1 million giveaway is here. Just play with your rewards card and you're entered to win. Couldn't be easier and couldn't be bigger. No wonder it's called the Big One. For more details, visit paysbig.com/big one. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Wilde and Tausch is presented by Tito's Handmade Vodka, America's original craft vodka produced in Austin, Texas, and naturally gluten-free. Tito's Handmade Vodka.
Trivia. Let's welcome in our contestant. It is Ace in Mount Horeb. Ace, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Jasonator. How you doing, buddy?
Great.
Jasonator.
I love it.
Jasonator.
Jasonator.
I'll take
Hey,
that.
Ace, can you
I'll
ask
take that.
Jason to tell us a story about Dwayne? Right now, I really want to know.
No,
I know. Dwayne Dirksen, like 1990, he was the goalie. He was a stud.
Yeah, winningest goaltender in Wisconsin
Dirksen was the
history, I
goaltender?
believe. He was.
Oh, I thought Richter was.
Yeah,
I
he
thought
was
Richter.
He was too.
Mike Richter.
But Dirksen came later. All right, Ace, thank you for backing me up on that. Let's play some trivia. Do you guys have the questions, or do I need to do all that too?
Yeah, I don't have any of the questions.
I got it then. Don't worry about it. Ace, it's you and me,
I'm
buddy.
not
Let's
gonna-
go.
I won't worry.
The irony is there's nothing different about how we're doing this
No, I
compared to
got
when
some-
you're at home.
I
It's
got
the
some
same
issues
setup.
with my phone and the login. I'm telling you, this new website and how it's working has not been good for Old T.
What website?
What new
I'm
website?
having issues with my app. Okay.
OldT.com is to
You
get
really
it done
want me? You really want me to break down? Just go ahead and ask Ace the question. Jasonator. Jasonator, just ask the Acenator some questions.
All right, Ace, question number one
Yeah.
in famous Colts is this. In 2007, which quarterback led the Indianapolis Colts to the franchise's only Super Bowl victory since relocating from Baltimore? Was it Peyton Manning, Andrew
Peyton
Luck,
Manning.
or
Oh.
Dante Colt Pepper? Which was actually pretty good, Jesse.
Good.
I had to get there. You're right,
That's
Ace.
pretty good.
You're 1 for 1. Question
Peyton
number.
Manning.
Yes, you got it. No,
We got it.
Question two. Question two. Which of these former NFL players spent his first 13 years as a member of the Indianapolis Colts before playing one season for the Green Bay Packers to close out his career? And was selected
Saturday.
to the Pro
Oh,
Bowl
wow.
and benched in the same season. 2 for 2.
Old boy could be setting that streak here, resetting of not even taking any of the options, which you don't see very often.
Well,
Bring it, Jasonator.
the structure.
buddy.
It's going to be real tough for him to do that on question 3.
The structure of question 3 will
You the
prevent
man.
that, which is unfortunate.
If he were to do
Oh,
it with
here we
question
go.
3 without hearing the options, it would be the greatest trivia answer we've ever had.
Okay, wow, that's bold.
Okay.
That sounds like a challenge to
Pressure.
the Acenator.
All right, question
Yeah.
3. Yeah,
Acenator.
it's
Jasonator
I don't know
and
how you-
Acenator putting on a hell of a show here.
Which
Calculator.
of these,
There we go.
if only we had Dwayne Dirksen, which of these NFL teams did former Texas Longhorns quarterback Colt McCoy, get it,
Okay.
not play for during his professional career? Which of these teams did he
geez.
not play for? Here's what we'll
Quite a
do.
few.
Let me get to Colt
He did.
McCoy's Pro Football Reference page, and before we give you the choices, you can guess a team, and we'll see.
You got a
if he
1 in
play-
32 chance.
So
Well,
this doesn't
geez.
count. This will not be held against you.
Oh, give it. I can say one.
You can say
Pick-
one,
he
and
didn't play
let's.
for the
1 in
Packers.
32.
Yeah, all right. That's true. He
Okay,
did not
well,
play for the
yeah,
Packers.
that's right.
You took the low-hanging fruit there, so now you're going to have to play
I
it.
did.
LHF did.
I got to play it
LHF.
safe, man. Come on, Jasonator. You're talking to the
All right.
Calcinator here.
All right, Ace. Did he not play for the New York Giants, the Carolina Panthers, or the Arizona Cardinals?
Everybody played for the Panthers. Panthers. Cardinals. I'm pretty sure he played for the Cardinals. Who was the other one? The Giants.
The Giants or the other one?
Let's go with the Panthers.
I think he's right.
Everybody played for the Panthers.
Except for Colt McCoy.
Except Colt McCoy.
He has been with the Washington football team, Cleveland, Arizona, the Giants, and San Francisco. Last played in the National Football League in 2022.
He's been everywhere, man. He's been everywhere, man.
You aced it.
Johnny Cash.
You got all three. You got 4 entries into the drawing that Jesse may or may not do today.
Jasonator, Taushinator, Jessinator.
A lot of
Next thing we know, it's going to be the Badgernator tomorrow.
And now the Huntinator is going to hang up on Nader. We appreciate you, Ace. Thanks for playing, buddy.
Hey, love you guys. Have a great weekend. Go Pats.
Yeah, we love you.
Love you, Acinator.
You too, Acinator.
What do the folks?
Call about a Nader.
What do the Fortria-nators have going on right now?
Hey, can you give me some heads up? You know I got to pull these up now. So we're doing Fortria.
We are doing Fortria.
Thanks for the heads up. Give me some time. Buy me a little time. Talk about something else.
Should we play like the music you play when you're on hold?
No, we're good. I'm not going to do the breastfeeding one today since I did it yesterday. But I'll tell you what, we're looking for a little cash. If you want some, I got Fortria, and the team at Fortria's got you covered. Healthy, overweight adults, ages 18 to 65, BMI 30 to 40. Study involves 4 stays, totaling 8 nights and 13 follow-ups. $16,508. It's a nice chunk of change. Here for a friend, you get another $350. Another one, healthy adults, ages 18 to 60, BMI 18 to 32. Study 1 stay, 14 nights, 11 follow-ups, and this is our favorite, Jason, $13,006 for your time and participation. Head over to FortriaClinicalTrials.com. That's Fortria, Fortrea, ClinicalTrials.com.
The 10 o'clock hour starts in 2 minutes, live from the Greater Bucky Open at TPC, Wisconsin. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that a lot of life's firsts are better with help from American Family Insurance, like your first home expansion or your first big lightning strike. There's a first for everything. Get the right home policy at the right price with the right help from American Family's agents. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Guys, let's be honest. We like simple stuff, like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men in Oak Creek on Howell Road, just south of Putes Road. Walk in anytime, 7 days a week, even Sundays. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your Green and Gold Fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank, your hometown bank. Tri-City National Bank offers a full suite of personal and business banking products at 28 convenient locations. Open your account today at the community bank that was voted Milwaukee's best bank. Learn more at tcnb.com.
It seems unlikely that Jordan Love will play this weekend, but head coach Matt LaFleur is yet to rule out his starting quarterback.
He's going to do everything he can to be out there, and we'll give him the week.
Even if Love isn't participating in practice, he's doing everything he can to get the guys behind him ready to play, according to LaFleur.
He's been out there at practice and been engaged, knows every play call, is always coaching up Malik, coaching up Sean, is doing a good job with it.
The Packers welcome the 0-1 Indianapolis Colts to Lambeau Field on Sunday. Kickoff is at noon.
This has been your Green and Gold Fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank.
Think owning a home is just a dream? No dream at Tri-City is too extreme. Talk to us and we'll show you how that dream you're dreaming can be reality now. Tri-City National Bank, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 433891.
Game Nights will here. Catch Jen, Gabe, and Chewy mornings 7 to 9 on 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
10 o'clock hour. Live from the Greater Bucky Open at TPC, Wisconsin. Are you both playing?
I am going to play. I'm actually, it's nice that you booked Matt Flynn. He's going to take over since he missed the players only, which I'm not happy with him about. So you can make sure you let him know.
You're upset with
I'm not upset with him.
Flynninator.
I'm irritated with him. Not upset. There's a difference.
Flynninator. doesn't exactly roll off the tongue.
Nah, that one didn't work.
So he's gonna cover the last half of the show for me, which is nice.
Are you punishing him for not joining you on the players only?
There's no punishment. This is a joy. What are you talking about?
He's now your cousin sub of the day for 20 minutes?
Yeah, something like that. And I got a hunch old J-Dub is doing this because he's double dipping. I would bet. I'd bet dollars to donuts.
I would say all I'll say is this. I thought that having Matt Flynn on the show so people could enjoy hearing from him and getting his insights was better than me just calling him up and then using his quotes in the story. So, yes, there's definitely double dipping. Going on.
Jason, I have I like it when you double dip. Get Charles Woodson. I get Matt LaFleur. Goody. I'm up for all these double dips.
Yeah, I'm working on it. Charles Woodson, hopefully next week. Dwayne Dirksen scheduled to appear on Monday when you're not here. Time now.
That sounds about right.
For the prize picks of the weekend. And if this helps you, Tausch, this means that there's a prize picks read at the end of the segment.
I appreciate that. Yep.
I'm getting some breaking news from Mark Tauscher.
Oh, what did I just do?
Because when I put this together last night, Malik Willis did not have any projections listed on prize picks. Mm-hmm. But you're saying you just saw, and I have to update my app, so I need you to rely on it for
Literally
this.
right here.
You are seeing Malik Willis listed on prize picks.
So I will do this.
About?
Yes. So I don't know if this tells you exactly what's going to happen, if the Packers are going to make any announcements today, or if they're going to continue to subterfuge. But Malik Willis, 30.5 rush yards for the game against the Indianapolis Colts on Sunday. Jason, more.
So if he doesn't play, it would be less.
For sure.
I'm going to go more, whether it's scrambling or by design. I think he's going to run for more than 30.5. What about you?
Yeah, I'm debating because, again, Prize Picks is so blanking awesome that they're giving Caleb Williams 0.5 again this week.
0.5 passing yards every Sunday in September for the Bears game.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, so every Sunday in September. Let's go. Prize Picks it is. Use that promo code WI, get $100. Let's go. I'm going more because I think he's going to need to. And I think there's going to be some trinkets and some designed runs. But I also think if he can just get out of the pocket, I think our O-line is going to be a lot better than what we saw in that crap field last week. And I think you're going to see the pocket kind of, and he's going to get out of it, and he's a good athlete now. More.
Tonight is the big Muskego-Mugwanago rivalry game down at Muskego High School. Muskego runs the wing T. Is Green Bay going to come out and do like a wing T offense on Sunday? If we're going to run with Josh Jacobs a bunch, Malik Willis is going to be over 30.5. Like, what? Are they going to even throw the ball?
So I would say that you're going to see some RPO. You're not going to see wing T. Maybe he will. That'll be actually blanking awesome if he does. But no, I don't think that's going to be the case.
All right, next up then, let's go to Josh Jacobs if we're talking about running the football effectively. More or less than 65.5 rushing yards for Josh Jacobs.
Yeah, I think he needs to in order for this game to go the way we all want it to, or at least you and I, because Jason's not a fan. I would say more for Josh Jacobs because I just think this has to be a ground and pound type game. And if you're going to be ground and pound, you need old boy Josh Jacobs to have more than 60. What is it, 63.5?
Yep.
Yeah.
65.5, I'm sorry.
65. Well, okay.
Your number.
I think he's going to end up at 64.25. So we'll see. I'm going to still go more with the 65.
I'm going to go more as well because I think he has to go more for them to have a chance to win this football game. So 2 for 2 on the Moors. The Moops.
All right, let's see if we go 3 for 3 with Jaden Reed, who had a big week last week in Brazil. More or less than 36.5 receiving yards. Again, seems low compared to statistically last week, but he's got someone different throwing him the ball that hasn't traditionally been good at throwing the ball.
Yeah, I'm going to go less. I think it's going to be a struggle. And if Indianapolis is worth a grain of salt, they're not going to let Jaden Reed just run rampant. Now, he's a talent now, and you have other players you have to look at, but I think you're going to limit what he's doing, and I don't know how many opportunities he's going to have. So I think that's why I'm going to go less.
36.5 is not very much. And if they do the jet sweep where he runs
a pop pass
front of the quarterback in the shotgun, and they do the pop pass, that's going to count as a catch. So I'm going to go for the third straight answer, more.
Wow. Tausch, does it change your mind? I'm actually seeing an updated projection this morning, 32.5.
Oh, I might
so it's down.
Maybe it'll dip even more, and then if it gets under 30, Pound City, USA.
How about Christian Watson, 25.5?
Christian really disappointed me last week. I'm going to steer clear, but
Dobbs, 26.5.
I'm going to wait till Jordan Love gets back, which hopefully will be, either next week or, of course, the game that I told Jason the beginning of this week
Minnesota.
that I got tickets because it's going to be that welcome home Jordan type game, and he poo-pooed it, if you guys remember.
Wicks, 15.5. That's getting to be a pretty low number.
So just help me understand this from Prize Picks perspective. They are trying to get you to play these numbers because they are enticing, right? I can't blame them.
They're trying to get you to so it balances.
They said a fair projection, yes.
And I just was listening to Joe Fortenbaugh on Unsportsmanlike, and the Fortinator. There you go. That they're always trying to kind of figure out when you have chaos, which this would be chaos,
no doubt.
In this sphere, you're trying to kind of figure all that out. And in daily fantasy, you're projecting. You don't know, right? And that's what's beautiful about it. Can use that promo code WI.
I like Wicks more than 15.5.
Well,
I'm locking that one in right now on mine. Now let's go to the other team, Jonathan Taylor.
I thought Miami and 2 are going to have a big night last night.
How did we not make Jonathan Taylor the honorary captain this week for the Badger game with the Colts in town playing Alabama?
You think Jonathan Taylor's going to drive over here a day before a game?
No.
Yes. So it's an 11 a.m. kickoff tomorrow.
They won't even
be
here
week,
yet.
You understand that, it's great. People love being at these games, but your job is more important than being an honorary captain when you can come back anytime during a bye week, et cetera, et cetera. Come on.
He's a Wisconsin alum. They're playing Alabama at Camp Randall.
He is one of the GOATs of Wisconsin football. One of the GOATs.
Mm-hmm.
So he can come back whenever the heck he wants, but not when he's got a game the next day.
Isn't what's his face with the Colts, the big dog? Isn't he a Wisconsin guy too?
All right, yeah. So
Ballard.
Going to come and say,
Ballard and Jonathan Taylor going to come together.
You don't need to fly with your team. You can Urban Meyer.
Yeah,
we'll
take the private jet. We'll go in a day early. We'll be good. Me and you, buddy.
You understand that we're honoring and celebrating Ron Dane being the all-time leading rusher, and we're not listening to all that foolishness about the San Diego State guy. That's being honored this weekend.
And the only guy in the same conversation as Jonathan Taylor for all-time school records rushing is Jonathan Taylor.
Well, Melvin Gordon's pretty good too, but yeah.
Jonathan Taylor, more or less than 79.5 rushing yards for the Colts on Sunday.
Ooh. Saquon had a big game. I'm guessing you get what you emphasize. I would guess that you're going to make Richardson beat you with his arm. You're going to kind of get through. I don't know how good. Their O-line's okay. I'm going to go less, but not by much. The thing I'm nervous about, JT, I've seen this movie. Dude is as explosive of a back as you're going to find. You give that dude a little space, a deuce is B. I mean, we've seen it. He's one of the best I've ever seen at doing it. And I'm nervous about that because what Saquon did, it doesn't take much. You can get a couple lost yardage, boom, 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 and then all of a sudden, bam, JT 23 is busting loose. That's where I'm a little bit nervous about it.
I'm going to keep my streak alive. I'm going to go more, even though they are emphasizing being better against the run this week. One more?
We got one more. Do you want to go outside of the Packers game or do you want to stay with the Packers game? Up to you guys.
Let's go outside.
Aaron Rodgers, more or less than 225.5 passing yards against the Tennessee Titans.
Long trip, short week. I think they're in Tennessee this weekend, right?
I'll double check. They're in Tennessee.
I don't know how good Tennessee's defense is. They played the Bears. They shut Caleb Williams down. I almost didn't get my prize picks on Caleb last week.
0.5.
He only threw for like 50-some yards. I'm going to say less. He's not a stat guy anymore. He's not. I don't remember last time he had a 300-yard game.
Yeah, neither does he.
225 is different than 300, but I'm going to go less. I think it's going to be a Breece Hall type of game and kind of a grinder out. The defense stunk last week. I would guess Tennessee's offense is pretty garbanzo. I'm going to go less.
Clean sweep. I'm going more for Aaron Rodgers. Passing yards, 225.5. And that's the beauty of Prize Picks. We're not competing against each other, Tausch. We're just competing against the projections.
It is exactly right. Prize Picks, America's #1 daily fantasy sports app. Over 5 million active members, and it is fun and it is easy. As Jason just said, you just pick more or less 2 to 6 player stat projections. Watch it roll in. Sign up today. You get $50 instantly when you play 5, and you don't even have to win. You get the $50 bonus. And I've been telling you, download that Prize Picks app today. Use code WI for a first deposit match up to $100. That's code WI on Prize Picks for a first deposit match of up to $100. Prize Picks. Run
your
game. And I will, Jesse, are you going to put your projections up and we're going to do a little running contest, or you just want me to put mine up?
I think you're the featured
All right,
Prize
I will
Picks
put mine
guy.
up. Obviously, you can put Caleb down. I'm going more. And then I think I'm going to dabble big this week. I'm going to go with a 4-piece nug.
Ooh.
And I'll get you that 4-piece nug. We can put that up before Sunday.
It will not include Christian Watson because you're mad at him. All right.
Disappointed.
And Matt Flynn, Christian Watson are on your disappointed list.
Very disappointed with Matt. Very disappointed with Christian Watson. Yes, those are fair assessments.
Our Steinhoffel Sleepers of the Week are next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance. The best source for every piece of NFL news you need to know.
That's the idea of a deal. Each side gets wins, right? They have Jordan Love under contract for the next 5 years.
ESPN NFL insider Adam Schefter is on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy every Wednesday morning at 7:30. Sponsored by Island Resort and Casino.
I think Packers fans would sign up for 12-5 today, and maybe they will be.
Right here on 94.5 ESPN and also streaming live on the Wisconsin On Demand app and at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Hi, this is Wayne Larrabee for Steinhoffels. Steinhoffels is partnering with Special Spaces Wisconsin and the Green Bay Packers to create dream bedrooms for children battling cancer all across Wisconsin. This season, every time the Packers make a field goal, Steinhoffels will donate $1,000 to Special Spaces Wisconsin. Steinhoffels has been Wisconsin's furniture and mattress leader since 1934, is 100% employee-owned, and is a proud partner of the Green Bay Packers.
Jeff Levering here. How are baseball and Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin alike? Pella manufactures all their own products. Baseball teams develop their own players in the minors. Pella tests every product thousands of times to ensure it stands the test of time. A baseball player's ultimate test is to get called up to the big leagues, hoping to play well enough to stay. Right now at Pella, get as low as $18 per window and $81 per patio door per month. Certain restrictions apply. It ends September 30th. Visit PellaWI.com today.
True Chicago-style pizza is thin, crispy, and cut into squares. And thanks to Connie's Frozen Pizza, you can enjoy a true slice of the city. You'll enjoy it so much you won't even mind where it comes from. Connie's Frozen Pizzas are made from the same cornmeal crust Connie's has been serving for over 60 years. They're perfectly cheesy, perfectly saucy, and they're exactly what you crave. Get to know the true Chicago style with Connie's Frozen Pizza. Born in Chicago, loved by cheeseheads. Available in a freezer aisle near you.
You wake up feeling like you just boxed 12 rounds. Some wake up sweating with sore jaws, headaches, and a lot of our patients complain of brain fog. I'm Dr. Madan Kandula, and these signs, often joined with snoring, are sleep apnea symptoms. And if this sounds like you may have been in a struggle last night between you and this serious disorder. Many people aren't willing to fight back. But the fact is, you can't go through these nightly struggles without ramifications that each night chip away at your life's expiration date. I get it. You don't want to wear a CPAP mask. You may find out you don't need one. We have every effective sleep apnea solution available. And believe me, the mask is the last resort.
Solving your breathing triangle problem can lead to better sleep and a better quality of life. Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Results may vary.
Panic strikes as you realize on Wednesday that Thursday is your anniversary. The reservations being secured.
We'll see you at 8.
The gift being purchased. Yeah, you've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with early pay up to 2 days early on direct deposits. So even though they call you Last Minute Lisa, we'll make your last minute scrambling a bit easier. You've got this with early pay from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
Dr. Aaron Holtebeck and his team at Holtebeck Eye Center make vision care a top priority with the latest technologies at their state-of-the-art Brookfield office. Dr. Holtebeck has been helping local patients with their eye care needs for over 20 years. And now, Holtebeck Eye Center is excited to add Dr. Nausheen Abbas to their team. Dr. Abbas is an ophthalmologist and cornea specialist that is now available to see patients. Located in Brookfield near the corner of Calhoun and Capitol, learn more about their services at holtebeck.com.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
From the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios. Jesse, you have now, despite your managerial role...
I see where this is going.
I have no idea.
I know exactly where this is going.
So, Chrissy Birdsall is one of our rising stars, right? I mean, she's done all this cool stuff. She's come back to our team.
She's officially been here like a week, so, I don't know.
But she was with us previously, right?
She was an intern last summer, yes.
Yeah, she's like Matt Flynn. She came back when we needed her most.
She's a grinder now. She's out there working. You see her at Badger games.
Yeah.
She does a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very much like Jesse. And...
Does Jesse hire exact opposites, like just hard-nosed grinders, so that he can continue on his path? How does that work, Jesse?
Jesse's mentality is, I'm going to hire as many hard-working people as possible,
so I can work a lot less.
As little working as possible.
Unless it's the volleyball pre and post game, which it's just an amazing thing.
I'm sure.
Yeah, I want to give up my weekends and my nights because I want to. And kudos to Jesse for the grind.
Yeah,
and I'm glad that Wisconsin volleyball has won some matches because
3 in a row.
People were talking after the 0-3 start that
it was all our fault.
It was all Jesse's fault, not ours.
I would just say this: I predict that maybe not even before the season, maybe not even next season. It may happen during the season. That Jesse will give Chrissy that job too. Like that's
which job? That's Jesse's crown jewel. Now, my question is, I guarantee Jesse is taking at least 1 day a week off. Now with Chrissy and Pablo both getting there, I'm wondering, is he going to work more or less than 2.5 days on our show?
What's the prize picks per
No, we're setting it at 3, and I don't know, Jim.
Not only that, but
Jesse.
Now he has delegated the responsibility of training Chrissy to his boss.
This is where I knew it was going.
Jesse is. You know what? They always say work hard or not, or work smart or not harder. Jesse has had that figured out for a long time.
Yes, indeed.
So if I set it at 3 a week, where are you going?
More.
You
Because
think so?
I'm off Monday next week, but the rest of the week I'm in.
Yeah, barely.
Maybe.
All right. We need to get to our Steinhoffel Sleepers of the Week now that we have the 565 Analytics Collective handling
good
the
win
judging.
for Jesse.
Early lead for the Jessinator.
Really good job by the Jessinator from the Klink store.
Taking these days off to
and
prep
the
up.
Chariot, yeah, it's working for him.
Want to remind you before we get started, it's the last weekend of Steinhoffel's Make It Your Own event. Save up to $600 on the largest selection of sofas, dining sets, bedroom furniture, and more, all customizable so you can create the perfect piece for your space. And that's not all. Check out their bonus buys for even more incredible deals. With Steinhoffel's 60-month financing, your dream home is within reach. Shop in-store or online at steinhoffels.com. Time now for our Steinhoffel Sleepers.
Jesse's doing back here.
Drop my phone.
Fire in his
Sorry.
phone.
I dropped it. Sorry.
Get to it.
Hey there, sleepyhead. Wakey, wakey. Okay, campers, rise and shine. It's time for the Steinhoffel Sleepers of the Week on Wilde and Tausch.
It is time for our Steinhoffel Sleepers of the Week. Are we doing this like golf? So Jesse won, so he gets
quietly?
honors?
Sure. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Okay. But you want to do it in golf voices? Is that what you're saying?
Stepping down to the Steinhoffel's tee, Jesse Nelson with his handicap of 72.
And I'm using the Wilson iron. I'm going Emmanuel Wilson. Might be low-hanging fruit. I know that's going to... Yeah, but I wanted to pick him last week, and if they're going to run the football effectively like you guys keep saying they're going to, Josh Jacobs is going to need a break at some point. And Emmanuel Wilson, I thought he was the best player not of the starters throughout the preseason, and I really liked what he did last week, and I think he can continue to be that guy as long as Marshawn Lloyd is still battling back from injury. So
but I saw
Emmanuel Wilson.
I saw a video clip of Marshawn running over like a practice dummy. He was physical now. I don't know if he's going to be healthy. I wanted to go just because that. No, I'm not. I'm up next because I took second, according to our analytics firm. I'm running this thing back. I'm going to run it back until I get a dub. I'm going LVN. I know he took less snaps than I think a lot of us thought last week. I got a hunch it's going to be a big number 90 weekend. LVN, Lucas Van Ness, my Steinhoffel Sleeper of the Week.
They say nothing ventured, nothing gained. So since I'm already in last place, I'm going bold. My Steinhoffel Sleeper of the Week is Sean Clifford.
Whoa!
I gotta admit, I absolutely love
That's a good pick. There's an easy path to victory.
I got a quick question.
That.
Great
it's a
pick,
boomer
Jason.
bust.
What if I go Jordan Love and he just takes?
I thought about doing it too.
If he just takes snaps, we'd probably win.
He plays, Jordan Love wins. Yeah,
Love wins. Yeah.
You want to do it?
No, too late. You've already.
I already picked.
Sorry. Yeah. Sean Clifford, and Tausch, in all seriousness, because this is probably not going to happen, but I am curious, and I'm wondering if you're curious, what is the leash for Malik Willis in Matt LaFleur's mind? Like, I think down deep inside, Matt LaFleur would say, both of these guys, it's not ideal, but there's part of me that I feel better about the guy that was with us all last season, all off season, and all training camp. But does he have the stones to change quarterbacks if things aren't going well on Sunday?
Matt LaFleur definitely does. I don't think he's invested in Malik Willis. I think this is a Goody call. And I think if Matt LaFleur had his druthers and he had a couple of cocktails, he'd tell you he wants to start Sean Clifford this week. That's what I think.
Yeah.
That leash, I don't think there's any question. A couple turnovers or you're just not seeing any type of productivity. You got to win the game. So, yeah, I think it's going to be very quick.
All right. Well, there you have it. Those are our Steinhoffel Sleepers of the Week. We'll get those up on the Wilde and Tausch Twitter feed. You can respond like the Steinhoffel social media team always does as well. We'll see who you pick. Those are our picks. Jesse has Emmanuel Wilson. Tausch has Lucas Van Ness. And I have Sean Clifford, who, as we always point out, is not on the roster yet, which makes him consistent with a pick by me. You can play along. Again, join us on our social media channels. And remember, Steinhoffels, they've got their great sale going on right now. Rob Domofsky, speaking of great, he joins us next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet and Son.
On air, online, and on demand. Get all your favorite ESPN Wisconsin content anywhere you get your podcasts for free. The new Wisconsin On Demand. It's free, it's everywhere, and it's for you.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's original craft vodka. In 1995, Tito Beveridge built his very own distillery and put his life savings into it. Since then, he's won the unanimous Judge's Choice Double Gold Medal at the World Spirits Competition, the Chairman's Trophy for World's Best Vodka Tonic, and many others. Tito's Handmade Vodka is still made on the same land where he started it, all in Austin, Texas. Distilled from corn and gluten-free. Visit us at Tito'sVodka.com for recipes, videos, and more. Distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof. Crafted to be savored responsibly.
Time is running out on the Brewers regular season. Hurry up and catch the crew battle the Diamondbacks September 20th through the 22nd for College Night and a Brewers Puffy Vest giveaway on the 21st. Get your seats now at brewers.com/tickets.
UW Credit Union presents the Student Athlete of the Week, supporting local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. UW Credit Union is here for every you. Learn more at uwcu.org. Here's Ashton Rotman with the UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week.
This week's UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week is Josiah Johnson from Milwaukee Academy of Science. Johnson set a career and school record in MAS's win last week with 292 yards rushing on 20 carries, which, by the way, was good for 5 touchdowns as the Novas beat Kenosha St. Joseph 52-22. Johnson, a senior, has excelled on the field this season already, of course, and in the classroom, Johnson has consistently held over a 3.5 GPA. Johnson is hoping to play football at the next level as he begins pursuing his college degree following this school year. Congratulations again to Josiah Johnson from Milwaukee Academy of Science on being this week's UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week.
It's time for the Ortho ASAP Minute from Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin.
I'm here with Dr. Chris Killian. Doctor, what makes an OAW surgeon different?
A very unique factor I think that we have at our group is that every single surgeon here is fellowship trained, meaning everyone has gone through specialty training in their specific area of focus. So if you come to get your knee replaced or if you come to see me and get your shoulder done, every single person that you come and see has specific advanced training in that field.
You mentioned that your specialty is shoulders. Shoulder issues can be complicated. How do you approach your patients?
Shoulder injuries are incredibly common with either young athletes or especially as people age, people develop shoulder issues, whether it's rotator cuff issues, arthritis. So we can get a sense of it ahead of time based on what their exam is like, what their MRI is like, what they're doing in therapy. But you're right, there's a wide breadth of surgeries that luckily we have a vast array of treatments for.
The Ortho ASAP Minute is sponsored by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference.
Stay up to date on the green and gold all season. The Green and Gold Fix podcast is brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Luxury stay, elite play, unwind in sophisticated comfort. Win big, dine, and experience the events in Milwaukee.
There's a good chance you're on a budget. We all are. But she wants a diamond. You know it. I know it. And Robert Hack Diamonds knows it too, because they offer a huge collection of lab-grown diamonds, and they sell them at crazy prices. How about 2-carat total weight diamond studs for $8.95? Robert Hack Diamonds can get any size, shape, or clarity in natural or lab-grown diamonds. Don't buy until you call Robert Hack Diamonds. $8.95 for a 2-carat pair of diamond studs. Oh, baby! Robert Hack Diamonds in Greenfield and in Brookfield. Why overspend when you can save at Robert Hack Diamonds for the same diamond you're looking for? Some jewelers are charging nearly $5,000 for a lab-grown diamond. Not Robert Hack. Your visit will be worth it, and she'll think so too. Robert Hack also offers repair services in cash for your old gold. But remember, before you do anything, as I did, RobertHackDiamonds.com, and visit them in Brookfield or in Greenfield.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
He's the best in the business. Just ask Mark Tauscher. He's his favorite beat writer when it comes to the Green
Spoon
Bay
had
Packers.
a great day yesterday. Spoon had a great day
Just
yesterday.
because he asked about Edger and Cooper, man, you are. It's
Yeah,
incredible
I think I'm
how
gonna start.
you just sway with the wind.
Well, yeah, I think beat guys
One
are
thing's
always
consistent.
Beat guys are always judging players and coaches. I think it's kind of fun. We'll start making like a power rankings of who had good weeks. Now that you guys have been televised for a while, who asked great questions, who got great responses, who predicted things right. We're going to do a little power ranking, and Domofsky's always going to be in that top 3. He'll be a medal guy.
Beat writer breakdown every week.
Yep.
Joining us now, the bronze medalist from Greece, where he toured the ruins with the Lawrence basketball team. It is Rob Domofsky on Wilde and Tausch. Rob, good morning. How are you?
I'm good. Just because I'm wearing the Greece shirt doesn't mean I'm actually in Greece. I will be at Lambeau Field in about an hour.
Oh, I wasn't sure how that worked.
I don't want to lose my spot on the podium. The worst thing that happened to our business was broadcasting press conferences. The absolute worst.
Why?
No.
Why is that? Because there's
the best
because
thing.
there's transparency, or why is that, Rob?
I'm mostly kidding, Tausch, but here is the thing. Like everyone, not everyone. Some people will say, "Well, they didn't ask this, they didn't ask that."
Yeah.
The press conference setting is only one avenue for us to ask questions. Like we're not always going to ask the quote unquote hard questions up at the podium because you're not going to get the best answers. You're going to get the best answers off to the side when the cameras aren't around. No offense to our TV friends, but players are more willing. Coaches are more. We don't get the coaches necessarily off to the side anymore, but they're more willing to give you an honest answer when they think they're not on camera or whatever, or if it's a more intimate setting. So, just because we don't ask a question at a press conference doesn't mean it's not asked.
So, do you grease guys up like Jason does, where it's like, man, this is great, blah, 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 and then get him to, lower the guard a little bit and then, hammer him?
I was proud of Jason the other day. He asked a really kind of a blunt question. I can't remember exactly what it was, but he ended it with it was a quick zing, and I'm like, that's all right. He's coming around.
Yeah, it was about the challenge of putting together a game plan for a backup quarterback.
That's right.
And I asked LaFleur if he enjoyed that challenge, if he was invigorated by it, or if it just sucks.
It just sucks. Yeah, just sucks.
That's good.
Yeah, we're getting them over to the brief and blunt.
It's been a process.
Let me tell you something. There ain't nothing brief. There is blunt about Jason, if you know what I mean. All right. So, Rob, what are you thinking quarterback-wise? Is that you were on one of our shows earlier this week, said he's not playing. Yeah. Jason's been saying subterfuge, but you keep hearing open doors, making progress, doing this. Jordan Love ain't playing, right? And will we hear that sooner rather than later, or how is this going to shake out?
Well, first of all, until he plays, he's going to be questionable. Even let's say he misses 2 games and for sure he's playing the third week, he's still going to be questionable until he gets himself on the field, on the game field. I do think that we can see one of 3 outcomes today. He could be listed as questionable, he could be doubtful, or he could be out. My guess is if they go the questionable route today, which it would not surprise me, I wouldn't be surprised if tomorrow there's the Saturday downgrade to either doubtful or out. I do not think he's playing. When we were at practice yesterday, I don't know if Jason's talked about this on the show, but it's kind of changed a little bit. We go in the Hudson Center and watch them stretch. Then the team goes outside for a period that we can't watch. So normally we just mill around in the Hudson Center. Then we go out for that I guess is period 3 that we can watch, and then we're given the boot. Well, this week, I'm pretty sure I saw Jordan Love way in the back corner of the Hudson Center. There's a little training room back there. Hopefully, Tausch, you were never in there.
A little investigative journalism. I like that.
I'm pretty sure, and I got another set of eyes to confirm this for me, that while they were stretching and we were watching stretch, Jordan Love was in that back little training area. Then, when they went outside to stretch, they actually kicked us completely out. We stood outside the Hudson Center, but not where we could see the practice field. And I would be willing to bet that Jordan Love came out of that little training room at the far end of the Hudson Center, probably did some work on the field with the trainers, but we couldn't watch that. Then we go outside to watch a couple of periods or a period and a half. and then we're given the boot, and it sounds like Jordan Love then came out to the field after we left. Now, he did not participate, but from what a couple of guys had told us this week, that he was out there, he was standing in the huddle or behind the huddle. He was, listening to the play calls. But look, I do not think any of that means that he's playing. I think it's just part of the process of, trying to get the physical rehab done and keeping him mentally sharp.
So, Rob, I asked this question earlier this week after the San Francisco debacle with the running back, and he's going to play on Friday, and you're taking all this sports gambling money, and the league has to kind of get this right? Because the odds and everything will tell you that the Las Vegas is looking at this saying Malik Willis is starting. That's what that is telling you. Yep. The league is going to have to come around and say, I love the fact you guys want subterfuge and you want gamesmanship, but we got to stop because we're now in this business and we have to even be more transparent than ever before, because I'm guessing they're going to investigate the Niners, and if what old boy said in just a nice casual setting and then he backtracked, if that turns out to be true, I think San Fran's going to get hit pretty hard.
You're talking about the McCaffrey thing, right?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
There's I don't know, Tausch, what, a player or two on every team that can sway betting lines, and obviously he's one of them. I think we get so many emails from all these different odds sites and services that I'm pretty sure I saw that the difference between Jordan Love and Malik Willis in the betting line is 6.5 points, and it listed literally went through and listed every quarterback and their backup and what the point differential was. And there were actually, I'm trying to see if I can pull this up while we're talking here, there were actually a couple of teams where the backup quarterback had better odds than the starter. I don't know, Jason, did you get that email?
I did, but that usually gets marked as spam for me, much like some of our transcripts because of the words we use in them. I am curious, though, Rob, to that point, and Tausch and I spent a fair amount of time on this because of the way that whole thing played out in San Francisco. I guess I'm a little bit curious what kind of a chill effect that will have on LaFleur and how far he's willing to take this. And maybe it's not a charade. I have to acknowledge the possibility, right?
Right.
I mean, he did say to Larry McCarron on Packers.com yesterday that it's more of a day-to-day injury, which I know got people riled up. Tausch really wants him back, at least for the Minnesota game that he's going to be at on the 29th. The bottom line is you can only do the subterfuge so far with the betting lines and the daily fantasy before the NFL's going to get pissed.
Yeah, if there were, all these deals, like Tausch made the point, like at some point the NFL is going to have to do something. And it's going to have to be a little bit more serious than just, a $25,000 injury report fine violation or whatever. There's no question they're going to have to do something. By the way, I did find this email. The 3 teams whose backup quarterbacks would theoretically be better than the starter are Tennessee, the Giants, and Carolina, according to this email I got. So I guess Andy Dalton is 1.5 points better than Bryce Young.
Yeah, I can see that.
Didn't know Andy Dalton was even the Panthers' backup.
Rob, you were in the room yesterday with me and everybody else for the assistant coach access. I actually referenced what we like to call the Dama-log in my story today in the State Journal. I know you haven't paid up on your subscription, so I'll have to email you a copy of the story. But what did you think of Jeff Hafley in terms of taking ownership of that they weren't good enough, about seeing some positives, and about setting the expectations here for week 2?
Yeah, I actually think your question about basically I'm going to boil it down to a more blunt version of your question. Do you wish you had played your guys in the preseason? I thought I think that's when you're going through a new defense, I think they should have. I really do. It's just opinion. He wasn't going to use it as an excuse or whatever. It was what it was. But look, there's going to be I don't think he was making excuses. I think he took his share of blame. I think they played a good offense. All this was lined up for it to be a tough start for this defense. I'm not yet versed on reading between the Jeff Hafley lines. We've only talked to him, a half a dozen times, but he sounds like a head coach up there. Matt LaFleur has, ever since he's been here, has been a guy who's going to say it's on us first, and Hafley followed suit there. I don't have a great feel for Jeff Hafley yet in terms of what he says versus what he means.
How good do you think his defense will ultimately be? And Tausch would like to know, since I didn't do the questions for him, what do you think of Edger and Cooper and what role he could have?
Yeah, I mean, there were two guys that it struck me as they were going to play more, Cooper and Evan Williams. I mean, Evan Williams couldn't play less. He played 0.
Micah Hyde, right? A young Micah Hyde, Jason?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Rob is with me on this.
Yeah, I'm just reiterating a point. Don't get all defensive.
Yeah. As for how good it can be, I mean, I've fallen into the trap that I thought this defense could have been good the last several years, and it hasn't. And I'm not sure what the disconnect is or was, but I guess I'm to the point now, Jace, where until they consistently stop the run and consistently take the ball away, I'm in a wait and see mode. 3 turnovers or 3 takeaways. I mean, you can get that every week. You should win more than you lose, I think. We wanted them to take the ball away last year when they had 7 interceptions, and they had 2 in the first game. They also had the fumble recovery as well. So, I mean, that to me, that's a pretty good if you start there, if you start with 3 takeaways every game and you have an offense, that's healthy with Jordan Love, you should score more than 6 points off those takeaways, right? Isn't that what they got, the 2 field goals? So, you got to kick. You can't kick in the red zone. You got to score, especially when you get a short field. And I think they will once they get Love back. I don't know what they could get 3 takeaways this week and score 0 points. I don't know, but I'm going to wait and see on this defense. But I do think, Cooper, when he had his screw up, right? On the one Barkley touchdown, and to the coach's credit, they put him back in there, and and he played well, which is why I think you'll see more of him and somehow, some way get 33 on the field as well.
All right,
yeah, Rob. Before I let you go, and then Jason can let you go whenever he wants. If this defense doesn't show,
you tell me, Tausch.
That's why you're my favorite. If this defense doesn't improve, and it is the same old, do you think that then tells you it is a talent player rather than a coach, the coordinator issue?
There's no other conclusion if it doesn't work now. You've tried. This is the 3rd different coordinator that Matt LaFleur has had, with obviously Mike Patton, Joe Barry, and now Hafley. We've talked ad nauseum about the resources that Goody has thrown at the defense, and it's not just in the draft. I mean, it's Xavier McKinney in free agency this year. So, if it's not A, it's got to be B, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, Rob, we'll let you go on this final question. You mentioned on our WBAY TV show that we do on Sundays that you had talked to a scout in the league who told you he would start Sean Clifford.
Yeah.
Tausch and I said the same thing earlier in the show. Are you in that club, and why do you think they're not, if that's the case?
Yeah, I think a couple of reasons why they're not. I think, Sean had a tough summer and a tough off season. I think the people that, the scout in particular, probably, we know he didn't see practice, and Sean didn't have a great June. He didn't have a great, July was better in August. Probably going off of, the film that you saw of Clifford from last preseason, and it was okay this preseason, but he's a guy who doesn't necessarily practice particularly well.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's the outside view, and honestly, it's probably my view as well. At least this week, no knock necessarily on Malik Willis. I don't know what quarterback could come in here on such short notice. It'll be 19 or 20 days.
Mm-hmm.
Game days, 19 or 20 days following the trade. I mean, I don't know if anybody could come in and really have a full feel for the playbook. And that's the thing too, like how much of the offense can they use, and is it enough to, keep Indianapolis off guard? I mean, do they have 70 plays that they can take into a game with a quarterback who's only been here, less than 3 weeks? But I think, look, Brian Gutekunst is the one who we know has say over the personnel.
Mm-hmm.
And he felt like the best option for this team at backup quarterback is Malik Willis. That's why he made the trade. I don't believe that Matt LaFleur would necessarily be in a position to tell Goody, I don't want to start this guy. I want to start the guy in the practice squad. Maybe, but I would highly doubt that Matt LaFleur has the authority to say, I want him on the roster and I want him starting this week.
So, Rob, one-word answer, because we are running late. If Matt LaFleur was in charge of the starting quarterback this week and Jordan Love is not healthy, Matt LaFleur starts?
I'm going to use 3 words. I don't know.
Doesn't want to be sound
I had a sound graph all buttoned up because I know you want to say Sean Clifford. You want to say Sean Clifford, but you don't want to get sound graphed.
It's also 2
rascal.
words. If
he doesn't want to get sound graphed. That's a veteran play by Domofsky.
Love it. Rob, well done, buddy. I'll see you at the
You
stadium
old
in a little while.
rascal. Look at you.
Now Spoon's number 1.
Yeah, Spoon just elevated himself. Hey, get Tom Silverstein.
Thanks, Rob. We appreciate you, buddy. That is the great Rob Domofsky. Tausch, speaking of great, Sydney got done with gymnastics practice last night, and conveniently located right down the street is a Quick Trip, and we swung in.
They're everywhere, and you know it's grilling season. Beautiful day out again. I think on my way home tonight, I might grab a little ground beef from the Quickery. It's only $2.99 a pound, and I love making those crusty, crispy smash burgers. Get that crust on the edge, and grab some of that cheese for $1.99. Put that on and make a little cheeseburger. Woo, baby. And if you want chicken, you know I love Quick Trip's chicken. Roasted chicken every Monday for $5.99. Bone-in tenders, $9.99. Hand-breaded and boneless. You can get that white bread for 99 cents a loaf. You can get it all. And, of course, if you want dairy, you want a little ice cream, which I know I like, Nature's Touch, vanilla or chocolate for just $2.99. All those deals and more at Quick Trip. Just download the Quick Rewards app to order ahead. Take care of the payment and stop by to pick it all up. Or you can do like me. Learn and try and figure out how to do this curbside pickup. That's another one that you can do. Quick Trip has it all.
I'm being told that Joe Thomas will join us next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio. Even when you think you know what's going on,
well, old men hate cold water because of shrinkage.
You can never be too sure.
I like how you dropped Is that what it is? Like you were just...
Thought we were going to get
I'm right.
You're not wrong.
Packers, nonsense, chaos.
I did not expect to wrap up today's little episode with the word shrinkage. So,
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, mornings 7 to 9 on 94.5 ESPN and available wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
Hello, I'm Dan Fields. At Fields, we have a great selection of Range Rovers, Defenders, and Discoveries. Every model in stock, priced right, and ready for delivery. Stop by or visit online.
Plus, you'll become a member of the Fields Amenities Program with complimentary loaners, car washes, and gourmet coffee service, all at no charge. Integrity and customer satisfaction will always be the force that drives our business. To put it simply, Fields matters because you matter. At Land Rover Waukesha. Go to LandRoverWaukesha.com.
Jeff Levering here. How are baseball and Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin alike? Pella manufactures all their own products. Baseball teams develop their own players in the minors. Pella tests every product thousands of times to ensure it stands the test of time. A baseball player's ultimate test is to get called up to the big leagues, hoping to play well enough to stay. Right now at Pella, get as low as $18 per window and $81 per patio door per month. Certain restrictions apply. It ends September 30th. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Hey, it's Jason Wilde. Our family loves when Kringle from Racine Danish Kringles arrives at our home. And now football season has arrived, so try the green and gold Kringle. Traditional pecan Kringle and cheesecake Kringle topped with green and gold sprinkles. A crowd pleaser at any game day party. Order today at Kringle.com or 1-800-4DANISH. Easy to remember. Kringle.com or 1-800-4DANISH. Racine Danish Kringles, not just a treat, it's a tradition and the official pastry of ESPN Wisconsin.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tosher here for my friends at Kohler Services. If you need a bath or shower remodel, turn to Kohler Services. Family-owned business for 150 years, Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer providing care for life. And this month only, get $1,000 off and 0% interest for 12 months on your Lugstone shower remodel. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote with fast, professional installation always included. That's KohlerServicesWI.com.
Wake up! It's time to find your sleep oasis at IKEA. Without a great night's sleep, you can't be your best every day. IKEA has everything you need to create your perfect sleep solution. From stylish beds and mattresses to essential storage, IKEA will quickly have you in a deep sense of relaxation. Get organized with IKEA's bins, baskets, and under-bed storage for a clutter-free room. Finish off your oasis with dressers, wardrobes, and nightstands. Discover your bedroom inspiration and solutions at IKEA Oak Creek today or IKEA.com/US.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee. Want that mirror finish on your car? You need Z-Gloss by Z-Bart. Z-Gloss is a 3-layer ceramic coating that not only gives your car that mirror finish, it protects it from everything that Mother Nature can throw at it. Visit zbart.com for more information.
Jordan Love sustained a knee injury near the end of the Packers' season-opening loss to the Philadelphia Eagles in Brazil. Tests revealed that the Packers quarterback suffered a sprained MCL, and NFL Network's Ian Rappaport reported over the weekend that Love will miss a few weeks of action.
It is an MCL sprain between grade 1 and grade 2. Probably knocks him out. My understanding is about 3 weeks. Could he beat it? Certainly he could.
The Packers welcome the 0-1 Indianapolis Colts to Lambeau Field Sunday for their home opener. Kickoff is at noon.
This has been your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee. You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Live from the Greater Bucky Open at TPC, Wisconsin. And there he is. He's got his GBO shirt on and everything. It is Joe Thomas, the Hall of Famer. Welcome back to the United States, Joseph.
Yeah, I am the German.
How long have you been
Guten Tag.
You've been gone for a while. We miss you, man.
Oh, man, that means a lot to me because I missed you guys, but you don't want to be the first one to say it.
Well, we'll say it.
I miss you a little more than
we know you
me.
stream because we keep track of that. There's a lot of Munich. A lot of numbers grew big in Munich while you were gone.
Huge.
On our stream.
Huge.
So did you expect to be back? Because I watched your posting of your games. You guys are beating people. Somebody quit at halftime.
Yeah.
So you guys forced the team to quit, but then you ran into a team that in the playoffs, right? And that's why you're home because you could still be over there.
That's right. So the championship game is next weekend. So in theory, had we played a bit better, fewer mistakes, does that sound familiar to anybody here that's listening? Better coaching, of course. Good players make people look like good coaches and vice versa.
How that works.
Yeah.
Did you have a franchise quarterback to build around?
We had a good quarterback, Chad Jeffries. He played out in California, junior college or something like that. But basically, the way the league is set up, there's 17 teams. Every team has an American quarterback, obviously, because it takes a long time to learn how to be a good quarterback. But it's really about what the rest of your team is. Do you have a playmaker as a receiver? Because you're allowed 4 Americans. One's a quarterback, 2 on each side of the ball. So do you have a good playmaker at receiver? But then how do you fill out sort of the rest of the team? And we felt like we were in a good position because I was able to recruit a lot of good offensive linemen. So I think we had the best O-line in the league. But, that only takes you so far. Not that I'm placing blame on anybody else because it's not one of those deals.
It's like your Cleveland Browns days.
Kind of like the Cleveland Browns days. Great O-line.
Yep.
But we had a tremendous amount of injuries on defense to the point where we actually took our American wide receiver and had him play cornerback because we lost both of our American DBs. We lost basically our entire D-line. So that's why we had to score points to try to keep up with people. But in the playoffs, we lost by 3 to Paris.
2 or 3, yep.
It was like 40 to 43 or something like that. So it's the way it goes in football. We felt like we were a better team, but in the end, on that day, we weren't. And so now I'm home. But I do get to go back for Oktoberfest in 2 weeks to move out, have our end of the year stuff. So all is not lost, even though we lost.
What did you learn about coaching? Is it that you do not want to continue to do it, or did
Yes.
you really? Okay.
Yes.
I was shocked. Listen, man, I followed you because you posted a bunch of stuff, and the amount of travel and the story with Annie, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
But coaching is a lot.
Yeah, I mean, you don't get to do that if you're coaching college football or in the NFL. It's like we played in Barcelona, we played in Milan, we played in Prague, we played in northern France. Like, we would go on these trips, and then I would just stick around for a day or two. You know, when the family was out there, after we played Barcelona, we stayed a day in Barcelona, did like the tourist stuff. Then we went to Portugal, and we surfed for 4 days in Portugal. And then we went somewhere else after that. I don't even remember. Like,
Did you
we
go
did
Porto?
so many cool.
Did you do a little Porto?
We were close to Porto.
Got that big wave, the big.
But we were like an hour south of Nazaré, where they have like the world record wave. We were not surfing that stuff because we were just learning. But it was so cool because, you know, as a professional coach over in Europe, all these other coaches have real jobs. You know, me, it's like my real job is like as a dad back at home. So when we weren't doing football stuff, we were doing fun stuff as a family. We were traveling. So that was really cool. But if you had to do pro coaching in the States or college football, as you know, Tausch, if you go play Vegas, it's not like you're going to go hang out with your family for 2 days and go to a couple shows.
Maybe
like
an hour for dinner.
Maybe an hour you get for dinner. So it's a different experience. I don't want to coach because I don't want that level of commitment because that's not the only thing I want to do in my life. But I did learn that coaching is very addicting. There is like a high and a rush that you get, like taking a guy through the beginning of the season and seeing his development, but also from the beginning of the week, the game plan, the prep, like putting everything into it, coming up with a scheme and a strategy to try to win on the weekend, and then it's test day, right? Sink or swim. And you don't really get that in normal life. No. I mean, maybe if you work a regular job and you have like a big presentation and they're like, hey, great job, you did good. But you never feel like you won as a team. I think outside of team sports, and certainly when you become an adult, like
you
outside of coaching, right? Like we're not going to be playing any pro sports anytime soon, Tausch. I got bad news for you.
Yeah. Go ahead, Jace.
So now what are you going to do with yourself now that you're back, other than being at the Greater Bucky Open and being a Hall of Famer and being a dad? What else do you got? You going to hang out with us more often? Like, what's on the docket for you?
Jesse just hired him, if you can believe it.
He's actually training with Hunter on Monday.
He's back with
you can do the pre and post game.
Chrissy and Pablo are going to be training Joe next week.
I'm going to be working the switchboards for you here all week. No, he sounds like my mom. What are you going to do now? I'm like, geez, I just got home like 8 days ago.
That's all, boy. You know Wildy. That's what he does.
No, I'm excited to be back, and hopefully I get invited around here every now and then because I do love hanging out with you guys. But I am going actually back to Europe a couple times because I'm working the London game. The first one, it's Patriots Jaguars,
nice. Okay.
And then I'm working the Munich game.
Don't tell me you got that Titans or what's the one Panthers
Giants.
You didn't get that one, did
that's
you?
Munich. So thankfully I'm not doing the broadcast for that one. I'm like the in-stadium host.
All right, well, that's better.
Because I'm a German citizen. A German resident. They wouldn't accept me as a citizen, but I do have my like Aufenthaltsheise Länderkarte, which is like, hey,
Das
you're a
ist
resident.
gut.
Das ist gut. So you can live there for 9 months, you know. So I have that. So as a resident, they've invited me back as the in-stadium host for that game, which is going to be a pooper. I mean, it's Giants, Carolina.
No, but it'll be for the first-round pick.
That's right. So there is a lot on the line here. Yeah. So both teams are going to try to lose. It's like watching a soccer match. Like two teams are trying actively not to win.
Let's see how you sell that game. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
We'll make sure we tune in. All right, before Jason talks Badgers and Alabama, you did a ton of travel. We always pick your brain and you and Annie's brain about travel.
Yeah.
What do we have to do that you just did?
Because
you went South Africa.
Yeah, Africa's amazing. Like, if you get a chance with the kids, it was one of those things I never dreamed of doing because going from here is almost impossible. It's like the place you can't get there from here. It's like 20-some hours. I don't know how many stops it would take to get there. But for us from Munich, it was like 10.5-hour flight, which is still a long flight, but it was doable with kids. And we got there. We did Namibia for almost a week. We did South Africa for almost a week, and then Mozambique for almost a week. So that was awesome. Kids over there, they get 2 weeks for spring break, which is unbelievable. 2 weeks for spring break, and like a month later, they turn around and have another 1 week break. It's amazing. But I would say Africa was probably the one place I didn't expect to go and had the most unique experiences.
How'd the kids like it?
They loved it.
School,
they loved it.
New friends, and that whole bit.
My phone's ringing. I'm out of practice here for broadcast. Turn your phone off, you bozo.
We're the minor leagues. You're ready for the big leagues, yeah.
I forgot your question. I'm sorry. I was completely distracted by amateurism.
That's a huge ask, but the experiences, it's the kids missing their friends back here, but
yeah, there was a little bit of that, but less than I thought. And I think a big part of it was we put them in BIS, the Bavarian International School. So Biz. We put them into Biz. And they were going to school in English with a bunch of other kids that were mostly foreigners. There was a few local kids, but, I mean, my daughter was going to school, and her friends were Russians and from the UK. There was some Germans, French. I mean, all basically, because Munich is a really international city with a lot of big companies, international companies. So the kids of the people that are sort of like coming in for a couple-year stint usually put their kids in this school. And so having kids in a similar situation makes it easy to jump in and bond. Like if you go to the German school and these kids have been going to school together since they were 5 years old, I think it would have been tough. But it was an easy transition on that side. But in Germany and in Europe as a whole, like once they have summer break, which starts July 1st, everybody leaves for like 6 weeks because they get all this vacation time. It's unbelievable. So once that happened and school was over and the kids' friends all left, they were like, Dad, when are we going home? Like, I miss my friends, because they had no more friends and they just had to hang out with me, which is not a lot of fun.
Yeah.
All right, Joe.
Wow. Talk about a way to kill a conversation.
What a jerk. The big needler over there.
Great to have you back, Joe. We're really excited.
Thanks a lot, guys. I can feel the love.
And Jesse will get you trained on how to record a podcast, because in all seriousness, I think it would be fun to have you tell us a bunch of your stories from your time in Germany. I think that would be really fun. We can get Annie involved, too. It would be really fun. I'd love to listen to that.
We had a lot of amazing adventures and stories from the travel and just from like the family living there. Mm-hmm. But the stories from me coaching the football will blow your mind. Like when I first got there was a guy who wanted to do a documentary on the whole thing. And so he had a couple like different companies like Amazon and people like that were interested in potentially buying it. But then it was just like a little bit late by the time the season kind of got going. They didn't put it together in time, which was a disappointment because the stuff that happened that went on over there, people wouldn't even believe over here. I'll give you just a couple real brief ones. Okay. When we went to Prague, we played on a field that was 89 yards long.
And did you know it was 89 yards long?
Yeah, because I went out there in pregame and I looked at the yard lines and they were like 2.5 feet. And I go, that's not 3 feet between the yards. So I pull out my iPhone, which has a measuring app, and I was measuring it. I'm like, this is not a full 3 feet. This is not 5 yards. And sure enough, it was an 89-yard field.
And you just played on it, right? I'm assuming?
You just do it. We had no scoreboard. We played in Barcelona, the game that the team quit at halftime. We're out at halftime. It's 53-0, and we're warming up. The clock goes down. The refs are looking around like, where's the other team? And all of a sudden, 4 guys come out of the locker room crying. And they're like, we give up. We're not taking this anymore. And I was
should have made him go white flag.
Yeah. But, I mean, it sort of made me cry a little bit because they hadn't been paid for like 2.5 months. So, like, the ownership structure was all screwed up. They hadn't been paid. One thing, you're not getting paid, but they didn't think they had health insurance. They thought their health insurance was not getting paid for. And, of course, we got a big, strong German line playing against these little Spanish dudes. We're kicking the crap out of them. I mean, like, one after the other, they're getting injured leaving the field. So they're like, we can't afford to get injured. We got no health insurance. We can't play the second half.
Oh, man.
Sounds like quite
it was sad at the moment, but I was like, geez, this is crazy.
On an 89-yard field, let's say you're backed up and the kid runs it for a touchdown. Is it an 89-yard touchdown or is it a 100-yard touchdown?
Well, I think they were giving him credit because it wasn't like it was 89 full yards. It was 100 yards that was only 89 yards.
So that's like if you're running the 40 and you stick it. Man, you just flew through that. Well, you're only running 34.
Well, the best thing was they brought out the yardsticks, right? Because, the chains are 10 yards long. And to see them adjusting it so that it made it exactly like, 9 yards was a first down. So it was interesting. And in that Prague game, too, there was a lot of interesting things. But another interesting thing is it was like some just random grass field in what used to be a prison during the communist era. So you saw this giant guard tower that was like looking over you. Like, my God,
replay booth.
40 years ago, That was not a replay booth. That was a guy holding the machine gun if I tried to jump over the fence. But so they painted the field with paint that dissolves with water.
Okay.
Of course, it rained during the game. So the second half, there was no paint on the field. We were just playing on a grass field that was 89 yards long.
Sounds like a hell of an operation going on.
Dude, I tell you, man.
All right, Joe, we got to get you. We need to get more of these stories. We'll get that. But Alabama, Wisconsin, I know you got a chance to go talk to the guys this week a little bit. A lot of people do not think that we stand a chance. Where do you stand?
Well, I went to their meeting on Tuesday, which is sort of like the install meeting, their first meeting of the week, which was cool because you can kind of see what they're doing and they're coming up with. And Alabama's run defense is not so hot. It's nicht so gut, as we would say in Germany.
Yeah.
And so I feel pretty good about the game plan that they've installed and how we're going to attack Alabama's defense. They got a lot of new starters. I mean, of course, they got 5 stars all across the board, but they got guys that haven't been doing it before. And so the opportunity to sort of take advantage of some of the mistakes and some of the inefficiencies that they have on their defense, I think we're going to shock a lot is pretty exciting.
Oh, look at that, Jason.
Spoiler alert.
I like that. Spoiler alert. All right, Jason, my last one for Joe. How is this going to work now? Because by proxy, with you being gone and Annie being gone, I had a boat this summer. I was able to use.
You're welcome.
It's Dr. Kelm's boat now.
It is.
How does that work? He changed the name of it to the Kelminator. Is that? And I believe it was your boat, but did you lose proxy of that boat to Kelm? Because we were kind of irritated that your sister ended up using Mike's boat, and we didn't get to use it over Labor Day.
Yeah, that's BS. You guys ever heard of adverse possession? Somebody just starts squatting on your property. After a certain amount of time, it's just theirs. So unfortunately, now I got to pay Kelm some money here to get my boat back.
Oh, God.
Joe, we're thrilled you're back. I will be more than happy to moderate the new podcast of all yours and Annie's stories from your time globe-trotting with football.
God, that is, think of those, just those 3 snippets.
Right.
That's not even all the stories
I know.
from that game.
This needs, Jason, unlike the Dick Bennett book, this needs to happen.
and if you can get that 89-yard field so Tausch can run a 4.840, that would be great as well.
Not anymore.
Whoa,
all right.
I didn't even think about that.
That's what I'm saying.
Let's go run our 40s. Unfortunately, we've got to do it in the Czech Republic.
And there's a tower over
it's
the
worth
top.
It, yeah.
If you don't get a certain number,
under
it's
5, boom. We don't need him in the gene pool anymore.
Deuces B, yeah.
Joe, sehr gut to have you with us. Thanks, buddy. We appreciate you.
Yeah, vielen Dank. Vielen Dank.
That is the Pro Football Hall of Famer and Hall of Fame storyteller Joe Thomas on Wilde and Tausch. We've completely blown up our show for him, which is fine. So, in 2 minutes, we're supposed to be calling Matt Flynn. Tausch, you're not going anywhere. Sorry. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Tommy! I can't wait for golf this weekend, huh, buddy? Time flies. Love you, man. Oh, don't forget your knee brace again. We aren't in college anymore.
Moments together matter, so help protect yourself from RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV, and there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Buying a home is one of the biggest financial decisions you'll ever make. Before you tour a home, the real estate professional you're working with may ask you to sign a buyer's agreement, which describes the services you'll receive, each party's role and responsibilities, and how your agent will be compensated, all of which you'll want to discuss with them up front. So work with an agent who's a Realtor. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors with a duty to honestly represent you and put your interests above their own, because that's who we are.
Don't miss a moment of football this season at 3rd Street Market Hall in downtown Milwaukee, your one-stop, must-stop viewing destination. 3rd Street Market Hall has over 15 locally owned food vendors, a self-serve beer wall, over 50 HD TVs, and game day specials. What more could you need? If you're not at the game, this is the place to be every Saturday and Sunday. View the vendor list and 30 self-serve beer options at 3rdstreetmarkethall.com. That's 3rdstreetmarkethall.com.
Milwaukee College Prep, dedicated to closing the opportunity gap for children in Milwaukee, redefining what's educationally possible so more children can pursue their dreams. Join me, Good Karma Brand's founder CEO Craig Karmazin, and Milwaukee College Prep Thursday, October 17th, and take a stand in closing the opportunity gap for Milwaukee scholars. Your support means quality education accessible to over 2,000 scholars in Milwaukee's most challenged communities. Milwaukee College Prep is closing the opportunity gap. To learn more and purchase tickets, go to MilwaukeeCollegePrep.com and click support.
Hey, this is Homer. You're listening to the home of Marquette basketball. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
The 11 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch begins now, and it begins with headlines.
Jason, I'm going to say this, and I told Jesse this, and I think I texted you this. You were really good. Like, legit in this acting set, and I don't know where your head's at. I am not a great actor. I've told you that. Although there's one scene this year I'm going to crush. I'll promise you. You were good. I don't know, can we tell who it was what now?
We can, well, let's play it for everyone to see, and then we will reveal what the movie was, because the contest is over on our social feed.
So over here I got you Jordan Love, and then I picked up Josh Jacobs for you, and you might need a couple extra kickers, so I got you a couple of extra kickers too. Oh, and Murphy said that some teams like the Colts, who don't have a good quarterback, think it's important to have a really good defense, so I got you one of those too. I've spent the last 2 years getting you a bunch of great wide receivers and tight ends, so we should be able to win by 14 this week.
It's mine?
Yes, sir.
Never had one before.
What, a team all to yourself?
A defense. Really good dramatic.
Well, you have one now.
Oh my God, that ending is so good. That is so good. Jason Ader.
Jason Bullock.
For those who have never seen the film or have only read the book, that is The Blind Side.
I would have never known, and I've watched that movie a bunch, I would have never known from that scene that was Blind Side. Never.
Tausch, I think you're selling your acting short when you were just nodding your head.
Oh, but
playing
the
role
dramatic
of Michael Orr.
defense answer was my best part. A defense. And then Jason finished it like a champ.
Yeah, you've got a bright future. All right, so if you would not have gotten that movie from that scene, what exactly is the Academy doing then in choosing the iconic scenes we're acting out?
I don't know. That's the beauty of this. There's a lot of ups and downs. I don't know. I really thought this was your finest hour as an actor so far on this show. Like, don't you think?
Is it his only actor on?
Well, you have one now. He really thought he was a sommelier. He battled to get that thing so that he could be a sommelier.
It was very well done.
Yeah, doing what I can to help the team. All right, so that I'm still trying to familiarize myself with this. So that counts as your headline?
No, I have mine. I'm gonna join in. You guys are doing your written
you have
headline.
an independent headline.
The traditional headline.
The traditional headline. And if I may, I am ready to go, and I think this is really good. You guys ready?
We're ready.
Yeah. Hawk Tui.
Oh, no.
Goody not blind-sided by love injury. Willis Bridges, QB gap, to win Packers home opener. Or not.
A lot going on there.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
Because it's the Tuies that hosted.
Yeah, Tui.
I don't know if you guys understood.
Yeah.
No,
Hawk
we
Tui, because Jason's been obsessed with Hawk Tui all week.
Jaw-dropping headline.
Definitely not obsessed with her. Okay.
What does that mean? Is that you poo-pooing then?
I think there's more to that story, and I'll leave it at that.
Do your own research.
On what?
Her, the lady.
On Hawk Tui? No, I'm not talking about her. I'm talking about the headline.
It's hard to
Because it's the
follow right now.
tweets.
I like where we are.
I don't think you understand.
Nelly!
No,
I don't like what I'm hearing.
I don't even know what you're hearing. So,
I hear the sound of your jaw dropping. Apparently, is what I'm hearing.
I'm not even talking about Hawk Tua.
It's Hawk Nelly!
I know.
Okay.
Okay. Well, will
Great
it
headline.
be Jordan Love or
That's good.
Malik Willis? It doesn't matter because the Packers blindside the Colts at home.
Yeah.
24-10. There you go.
Nice.
Jesse, what do you got? So
I'll
we can
take
get to Matt Flynn.
I'll take the over. Colts beat Packers in surprising offensive showcase at Lambeau Field. I think the Packers are better on offense than we think they will be with Malik Willis, but I do think the Colts win the game and the Packers start 0-2, and we're concerned come Monday.
You're a total hater.
Okay.
They don't have their starting quarterback.
I understand. I'm not mad at you.
Very fair. All right, that is it for headlines. Tausch, you're going to go play some golf.
Gonna go play a little golf. Yep. Great show today, huh? Show.
You're gonna avoid Matt Flynn, who we're gonna get to 15 minutes late because we're very considerate of his life. We will let him know that you're mad at him.
No, I'm not mad at him.
Disappointed
in him. Yeah, well, that's why you're boycotting this segment. And we will talk to Matt Flynn coming up next. Want to remind you that Fleet Farm is your best place to find the best power tools from all the best brands. Check out their huge selection of hand and power tools, storage and accessories from brands like Milwaukee and DeWalt. Shop the best brands and power tools and more at Fleet Farm. And Fleet Farm's free outside yard pickup is an easy and convenient way to get all your everyday essentials. Simply place your order online and they'll do the shopping for you and have it ready to pick up in 2 hours. Pick up everything you need for your everyday life at Fleet Farm. Matt Flynn scheduled to appear next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance. Greg Matzek, Gary Ellerson, the day after reaction show you need in your life.
This offense, Matt LaFleur's side of the ball, dragged this whole team through where they are right now.
It's Potawatomi Sportsbook Football Mondays with Greg and Gary.
The defense got hot at the right time. That might be what we're seeing here with the Packers defense as well.
Live from the Potawatomi Sportsbook Studios from 6 to 8 p.m. every Monday on 94.5 ESPN.
I was stuffed up. It was almost like someone put a clothespin over my nose. As an athlete, it did affect my performance. And as I got older, the congestion and poor sleep really took their toll.
Mike's a lifetime athlete. After hearing about Advent, he felt he could finally find a solution to his breathing triangle problems.
With my congestion, the kind of sleep I was getting wasn't allowing me to function the way I wanted to.
When your nose isn't working like it should be, it's going to negatively affect your sleep. And then you really can't be at your best at anything that you're doing.
It's been about 5 years since coming to Advent. And what balloon sinuplasty did for my quality of life, that step I took was one of the best decisions I've ever made.
Balloon sinuplasty can help solve your breathing triangle problems, which will help you sleep better. And that's going to help you live a better quality of life.
Unlock your potential. Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment. Because when you breathe well, you live better. Results may vary.
Time is running out on the Brewers regular season. Hurry up and catch the crew battle the Diamondbacks September 20th through the 22nd for College Night and a Brewers Puppy Vest giveaway on the 21st. Get your seats now at brewers.com/tickets.
Hello, I'm Dan Fields, and I have great news. Fields Volvo Cars Waukesha has the Volvo you want in stock and ready to drive home today.
Come see our full lineup of Volvo SUVs, the XC90, XC60, and XC40.
So stop by Fields Volvo Cars Waukesha and take a test drive.
Plus, you'll be part of Fields Amenities program with complimentary loaners, car washes, and gourmet coffee service. Integrity and customer satisfaction will always be the force that drives our business. At Fields Volvo Cars Waukesha, go to volvocarswaukesha.com.
When the power goes out, your life is disrupted. Heat, air conditioning, refrigeration, phones, all gone. Be prepared for the next outage with a Generac home standby generator. After sensing a power outage, a Generac generator automatically restores your home's power, whether you're home or away. Power your life with a generator from Adams, Wisconsin's #1 rated Generac dealer. Adams provides sales, installation, maintenance, and 24/7 service from all locations. Learn why Adams is your best choice in providing power peace of mind. Visit adamspower.com today.
Finally, warmer weather, green grass, birds chirping. Don't spend your weekend surrounded by all that junk. Get your free, no obligation, same-day estimate from Two Men and a Junk Truck. You'll restore your sanity and reclaim your space when Two Men and a Junk Truck pulls in your driveway. Visit twomenandajuncktruck.com for your free, no obligation estimate today.
Keep what you love, ditch what you don't.
Football fans, get ready to elevate your game day experience. Milwaukee Broadhouse downtown has the ultimate package for stress-free fun this football season. With rides starting at $85 per person, hop on their round-trip buses from Milwaukee Broadhouse downtown for every green and gold home game. Enjoy all you could drink on the ride and a private restroom. Want even more? Upgrade your ticket and add on an all-you-can-eat and drink tailgate package for an additional $30. Spots are filling up fast. Book today at MilwaukeeBroadhouse.com. Milwaukee Broadhouse, located on MLK Drive downtown.
Guys, let's be honest. We like simple stuff, like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men in Oak Creek on Howell Road, just south of Putes Road. Walk in anytime, 7 days a week, even Sundays. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
So Tausch likes to say things are IPT, right? In poor taste. So when one of your good friends and former teammates joins your show out of the kindness of his dumb old heart because Wilde asked him to join, is it IPT to leave and go play golf when the guest is coming on the show? And, by the way, because of you, is coming on late.
Yeah.
Because you didn't want to get to him on time. And then you leave. You ghost him. Well, we're going to find out because joining us now, the greatest backup quarterback in Packers history, which I don't know if he views that as high praise or not. It is our longtime friend, Matt Flynn, on Wilde and Tausch. Matt, good morning, buddy. How are you?
I am fantastic. I am just now hearing that Tausch is ghosting us, and that's a bad look on him, I think.
So he's claiming that you were a no-show for this players-only thing that he did during the game on Friday night last week. Is he lying about that, or was there a miscommunication? What kept you from joining him and City and TJ and the crew?
Well, there was no miscommunication. I just never confirmed I would 100% be on. I said if I could, I would, but I had some house guests that evening and people I was entertaining, so I couldn't jump on.
All right, well, you're going to be entertaining people now, too, because you're on our show, and you did confirm that you would join us today, and we appreciate that because I've been using your name a lot, and you know we had a great relationship when you were here. I loved talking to you. You were always helpful. And not only that, but when this team needed a backup quarterback to come through for them, which wasn't very often during the Favre and Rodgers era, the one dude that did was Matt Flynn. So, if Malik Willis calls in right now to the show, being the avid listener to the show that he is, knowing that Matt Flynn is on, and he says, Matt, tell me, what do I need to do? What's your advice? What are you telling him?
Oh, man. Well, first of all, I knew my phone was going to blow up this week for some interview requests or some radio spots. Lord love when it's like clockwork these days when that happens. Oh, man, I don't know. I'm going to spare you and your listeners like the cheesy coach speak of you just be the best Malik that you could be and be the best quarterback you could be. It's one of those things. You as a backup quarterback, it's I know what he's feeling. He's feeling a lot of nerves right now going into it. You're you're an unproven guy to the average viewer at this league. You're you're kind of unproven to your teammates a little bit. Obviously, you've shown what you can do in camp. You've shown what you can do in practice. You show them every day. But there's always a bit of an unknown. And as a backup quarterback, you're one of the few spots in all of sports that never has to prove your worth until that something unfortunate that nobody wants to happen happens. And then all of a sudden, you have to go out there and perform. And I remember nerves when, before my first start in New England, and then even my second start against the Lions, so much nerves because you're kind of out there saying, all right, they think I'm good. I've shown that I'm good in practice, but I've never proved it in a game. So basically what you're doing is you're fighting, you're playing for your NFL career on your first start, your first couple of starts, because now you have to prove you're here for a reason. If the quarterback goes down, I have to go in there and stabilize the offense, stabilize the team, get us some wins. I don't have to go out there and be Superman or anything, but you have to prove to everybody that you're a good backup quarterback, right? And that can step in and start or step in and fill in. And those were the nerves. I remember going in that first game thinking, all right, if I don't go play well, and we don't give our team a chance to win or be in the game, that's pretty much probably my end of the line for me as an NFL quarterback, because I just proved that I can't be a solid backup quarterback. So those are the nerves going through his head this week, I'm sure, because that's what the thoughts that I had looking back on it. You try to ignore those thoughts and just try to go execute and do the game plan and make your plays, get the ball to your playmakers. But yeah, I'm sure he's got a lot of nerves in that aspect. He probably would never admit that till, 15 years since my first start. So 15 years from now, I'll probably that. But yeah.
So one of the reasons why I wanted to talk to you is because I do think there is a little bit of a comp to 2013, because you've gotten the contract from Seattle, and then they draft Russell Wilson. I'm sure you've made your peace with it, but I was a Matt Flynn believer, and I would have liked to have seen you get the chance to be the starter there, especially since. What?
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I have not. Thank you.
Okay. I appreciate your honesty. So then you bounce around a little bit. You're with the Raiders, and then for the Packers are lucky, right? Because the day that Aaron Rodgers, this wasn't good for you, but the day that Aaron Rodgers breaks his collarbone, the Bills release you, and a week later, they're able to get you back. But you had still been out of the system for a while, and unlike Malik Willis, who will have 19 days before game day of being in the Packers system, at least there was familiarity for you coming back to it. Nevertheless, coming in and then playing almost immediately, how was that for you in 2013? Because, again, you saved the season with the way you played.
Yeah, the timing worked out really well for the Packers and me personally, probably more me personally, just because of where I was at and kind of bouncing around at the time. I'd gotten released from the Raiders a few weeks before, and then I was went to Buffalo Bills for 3 weeks. E.J. Manuel had gotten hurt there as a starter, so they just brought me in to be an extra guy just in case. And then as soon as E.J. Manuel got activated again, I got released on Monday morning, and then I was out to eat with my wife and some of the offensive linemen up in Buffalo, and we were watching the game, and that was the game where Aaron broke his collarbone. So, I kind of saw the writing on the wall, probably what was going to be happening, and then I was on a plane later.
So did you guys interrupt dinner, and were your now ex-teammates with the Bills saying they're going to call you? They're going to call you.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll put it nicely that we were out at dinner. We were actually just at a bar.
Okay.
Having some cocktails. And so, it was, everyone kind of looked at me, and then I was like, well, I guess I'll probably be headed to Green Bay next week. So it was a little bit, there were some different nuances, different wrinkles, a couple different verbiage. Every year, stuff gets, things get added onto the offense. But when it came down to it, it was the same offense basically that I had been familiar with for 4 years. It's funny when you go from team to team, but one of the hardest parts of learning a new system is trying to forget the old system.
Mm-hmm.
And luckily enough, I hadn't forgotten the old system. I loved the system that we played, the offense we played, and I kind of fell right back into it. Now it took a little bit, just from like I said, a couple of different wrinkles we were doing at the time, but it was a big advantage for me just because I had it, and that Malik won't have this week. But that's the job, man. That's the job we signed up for. That's the job we hope for, and a lot of people think that being an NFL backup's a pretty envious job, but this is part of it. You have to learn an offense quick. You have to be able to adapt to it. You have to be able to know where your outlets are. And I think the game plan this week is probably going to be get the ball out of his hands quick. You got so many playmakers at wide receiver in Green Bay. You can tailor make a backup quarterback friendly game plan that gives your team a chance to stay in it and win it at the end. As a Packer fan, I wouldn't go hope that you're going to blow anybody out, but you want the opportunity to be in a game in the fourth quarter. And with the playmakers that Green Bay has, that should always be an option.
All right, Matt, two more things before we let you go. One, you obviously want players to always be playing at 100% effort and doing everything they can. But I have to think that the guys around you who, look, I know how well-liked and beloved you were with your teammates, but they knew that you were the backup. So did you get the sense that guys rallied around you during the week going into New England after you came back in 13 as well? Did you get the sense that guys really said, all right, we believe in this guy, but we got to elevate our games too to make it easier? Did you get that sense, or is that not what happens?
Good question. I think that you will. I mean, at this level, everybody's a pro, right? So, there's not a whole lot of, until you get to the playoffs, there's not a whole lot of just extra effort for. I mean, how do I put this? There's not a lot of win it for the Gipper type deal. Let's play extra hard for this guy because we know everyone's going to go out there and execute their job the best way they know.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's always going to be some sort of doubt in people's minds when there's a new person playing the quarterback position. That's the nature of the quarterback. That's the most important position in all of sports. He's the only person that touches the ball every single play, besides the center, I guess. Is the only person that his voice that everybody hears. He's the one making the calls. He is the, like it or love it, he wants the job or not. He's the leader out on the field. And so that's, anytime there's somebody new, there's going to be doubts. But I think that if he can show success early, I think it's just going to make people more confident. But, some of my best friends were playing on the offensive line when I was playing. And, yeah, I'm sure they were blocking their ass off for me just because we were buddies, right?
Mm-hmm.
But blocking any better than they did for Aaron? No. But, it's just hopefully he's got that rapport with the guys. What do you say, 19 days, 18 days?
Yeah.
He's been there, which is just not time. But those guys are pros, man. They're good. It's a good football team. And I think if he can just show success early and show his teammates that he can do it, they can be in the game in the fourth quarter with him at quarterback, I think they're going to play really hard.
All right, Matt, last thing so we can let you go because you made time in your schedule for us and then Tausch blew you off. We're really deep on Wilde and Tausch at right tackle, right? We've got Tausch every day, except when he leaves when you're supposed to be on. We got Bulaga on. Across our ESPN Wisconsin team, we've got Jarrett Bush, so we've got a defensive back. We've got Gary Ellerson, who's a former running back. We got Mark Chmura, a former tight end. We've got Brad Nortman, a former punter. We don't have a quarterback. What are you doing these days? I know you're busy. You got businesses and you got fatherhood and everything else. Do you have a media component to Matt Flynn Enterprises, and can we negotiate maybe some regular appearances, whether Tausch is here for them or not, quarterbacking insight. This is the most quarterbacking insight we've gotten, well, since Aaron Rodgers stopped calling us and went into the darkness. What do you think? Can we get some negotiation going to have you join us maybe once a month?
So let me get this straight. Live on air, you just offer me a job?
I did. Yes, that's how highly I regard you. I don't have that authority, but Jesse does, and I think Jesse's totally on.
I don't know. I have to get my people to talk to you. We're tough negotiators around here.
I've heard that about you.
Yeah, man. Life is great. I do have some little time. I'd love to get something going with you guys. I got a lot of quarterback insight. Some of it's good, most of it's bad. But you know what? I can give it hell. But yeah, we're busy. I got father. I got businesses. We're doing a My High hydration down here. We're actually kind of crazy busy right now because after we just had a hurricane roll through Louisiana here, so we've been getting orders shipped out and everything for our National Guard, first responders, everybody trying to get people back up to power down here in Louisiana. So yeah, we're in it deep right now.
Well, I know you've had a lot of success with your hydration and everything else. We just we're always rooting for you. And no, I don't have the authority to hire and fire, but
we could have him train with Hunter next week, and he could run the board for a couple of our shows coming up. We can get him started that way and go through the clearance process. That's okay, Matt.
In the producer's room, yeah, exactly. And then, hey, if one of our hosts isn't able to go, you go to the backup, and the greatest of all time is our friend Matt Flynn. Matty, you're the best, man. Thanks for answering my text. We're really glad we got to catch up with you, and we appreciate you a ton, pal.
Fellas, have a great weekend.
That is the fantastic Matt Flynn, who, by the way, would be great for us to give us insight.
Be the best version of Matt that he can be every time we call his name to get in there. Yep.
I'm not going to give you the coach speak, and he nailed it. That's exactly what the coach speak would be. You can take it to the bank that we're smarter now because we had Matt Flynn help us explain what Malik Willis is going through, and you'll be smarter if you make the switch to Associated Bank. Not only do you get Packers checking, where you get Packers debit MasterCards, you get Packers checks, and you get 10% off the Packers Pro Shop in-store and online. You also will have the opportunity to maybe do some fun stuff with the Packers and Associated Bank. There's some conversations going on that I'm part of, and maybe that'll come to fruition. You also get the best customer service in the industry and early pay, where you can have access to your money up to 2 days early thanks to early pay. So go to AssociatedBank.com to find out more. And abbreviated Whoa Nelly is next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
The little one just took her first steps. Her stride? Wobbly.
Oh my gosh, she's doing
Her parents? Oh boy, here we go.
Watch out.
But you've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with free credit score and score monitoring on most new consumer checking accounts. So while you're monitoring and protecting her every move, you can do the same for your credit score, too. You've got this with free credit monitor from Associated Bank. See AssociatedBank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Brad Nortman here for Carbless, my go-to drink this summer. Handcrafted right here in Wisconsin, Carbless is a ready-to-drink vodka and tequila cocktail. Perfect for hanging out on the patio by the grill, chilling on the lake, or tailgating at the Brewers game. Plus, it's got 0 carbs, 0 sugar, 0 gluten, and just 100 calories. All summer, make sure you're following Carbless on Instagram at Drink Carbless for your chance to win a Summer Bliss prize package. Find Carbless online and at retailers near you. Carbless. Liss is more.
Jeff Levering here. How are baseball and Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin alike? Pella manufactures all their own products. Baseball teams develop their own players in the minors. Pella tests every product thousands of times to ensure it stands the test of time. A baseball player's ultimate test is to get called up to the big leagues, hoping to play well enough to stay. Right now at Pella, get as low as $18 per window and $81 per patio door per month. Certain restrictions apply. It ends September 30th. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Sharon needed legal help. She needed Gruber Law Offices.
When I think about Gruber Law Office, I think about how they took care of me, how they make sure that you get what you're supposed to get. Gruber Law Office. One call, that's all. I will always trust one call, that's all.
Injured? Call Gruber Law Offices today. One call, that's all.
They are the best. I'm very happy.
So what's better than a Packers win? Celebrating a Packers win behind the wheel of a newly redesigned 2024 Chevy Traverse C71. Yeah, that's better. And right now at Quick Trip, for every $1 you spend with Quick Rewards, you'll earn a Fan Zone point to spend in the Packers Zone. Then, with your Quick Rewards app, spend points for your chance to win prizes throughout the season, like a Chevy Traverse C71. Kick off your winning season with Quick Trip and your Green Bay Packers. See quicktrip.com/fanzone for details.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that American Family Insurance agents can help build a customized renter's policy so you can protect stuff like this, or this, or even this. Well, case in point. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Looking for that ultimate game day hangout during football season? Welcome to Magoo's on the Mound. Now open at 11 a.m. Tuesday through Sunday. With 13 TVs, you won't miss a moment of the action. Enjoy our free 100-square pool with amazing prizes and a complimentary halftime buffet. Plus, we've got great drink specials to keep you cheering. And don't forget, we offer shuttles to and from all Milwaukee baseball games. Magoo's on the Mound, where green and gold fans gather and where every game day is a win.
Looking for Green Bay football tickets? Ticket King has you covered. With offices in Milwaukee and Green Bay, Ticket King is your local and most trusted source to buy or sell tickets. Don't wait to get tickets for Sunday's home opener. Feel good that you are getting the best value when you work with Ticket King. Guaranteed, that is Ticket King. Experience the thrill of Green Bay football and visit theticketking.com or call 414-273-6007. It's not sold out until the King is sold out. Theticketking.com.
Wilde and Tausch is presented by Tito's Handmade Vodka, America's original craft vodka produced in Austin, Texas, and naturally gluten-free. Tito's Handmade Vodka.
Time now for a very short... Well, is it technically Woe Hunter or Woe Nelly? We'll find out together now.
If the topic is good, the guys discuss.
Just the other morning I had breakfast at Tracy Rocker's house. His mama brought out 15 flapjacks. He said, Mama, take back 5 of them flapjacks. I gotta stay hungry for the Crimson Tide.
But if it's not, the show must go on. It's time for
Whoa, Nelly!
On Wilde and Tausch.
It's Whoa Nelly. Surprise.
I was really looking forward to Whoa Gerald.
But I do want Hunter's participation in this version of Whoa Nelly today, because it's not only Whoa Nelly with the loaded show we've had, it's the weekend preview as well. 5 games on the football docket this weekend outside of our big local games, Alabama, Wisconsin, and, of course, for the Packers and the Colts on Sunday. Which one of these games is most compelling to you, and which one of these games are you going to find a way to take a nap and catch your breath because of the fun weekend we have in store? Colorado State is the compelling game in prime time, 6:30 Saturday night on CBS. That was one of the most watched college football regular season games ever last year when it was on ESPN. We'll see if they can replicate some of that success this year as Deion Sanders and the squad 1-1 after a bad loss last week against the Nebraska Cornhuskers. It's funny how every network is putting Colorado in primetime here when they get a chance to early in the season. Then the NFL slate on Sunday, 49ers, Vikings, noon Sunday opposite the Packers game on CBS. That's in Minnesota. Chance to go 2-0 for the Vikings. 49ers playing on a short week, coming to a noon kickoff from out west. Bengals, Chiefs, Burrow versus Mahomes. 3:25, the marquee afternoon game on CBS with Jim Nantz. I don't know, Jim. Tony Romo on the call. Bears, Texans is your Sunday night football game. Interesting. Or any of the pennant race baseball this weekend. Milwaukee Brewers and Arizona Diamondbacks. A definite possibility of being a first-round wild card best 2 out of 3 series for the second consecutive year. Yes, it looks very likely like those two teams could meet in that scenario if the Brewers don't pass the Phillies for the second position behind the Dodgers. So, Jason, which one of those stands out most to you this weekend?
Well, Packers have a noon game, which means I'll usually be done writing by the time Sunday night football is in probably the second quarter or so. So I'll get to watch that for sure. Look, Caleb Williams did not play well in his NFL debut. He's the 0.5 was closer than I think anybody thought. I think he finished with 93 passing yards in the game. So I'm definitely curious to see how he plays. I did take Jesse's advice last night, and it is fun to tune in to the West Coast games when the Brewers are on. Brian Anderson was on the call last night. Was it Vinny Rotino or was it
Dillard was out there
Tim
with him.
Dillard.
Tim Dillard, yeah.
I only caught a couple of innings, but it was fun to watch that as well. And I love San Francisco, so it was fun to see that. But the playoffs picture's heating up. I'm definitely intrigued by that. I don't have a whole lot of interest in Colorado. I'm just not. I'm not.
I feel like
guy.
the shine has worn off there. Yeah. Hunter's a big college football guy, though. I'm curious what he picks. Hunter?
I'm out on Colorado. I really don't care. Plus, there's a possibility I'm going to get a new tattoo at that time, so I definitely won't be tuning in.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
That's what Whoa Hunter should have been. I don't care about the weekend preview. What are you getting now?
The tattoo shop I go to is doing a special walk-in flash event on Saturday, so I'm going to have 40 designs to walk in on, and I just pick one of the 40, and that's what I get, and I go with it. So don't really know exactly what I'm getting at.
They just have like 40 on the wall, and you just walk in, and you don't know what they are ahead of time, and you're just like, I'll take that one.
Yep, and then I just tell them where I want it, and they do it, and that's it.
How far away are you from Post Malone territory or Jelly Roll territory?
I have been given very specific instructions by my wife. Nothing past my wrists, so no on the hands, and nothing above the neck. So I won't ever look like them. Everywhere else, though, is fair game, and I will probably take advantage of that. Okay. Even though I hate it in the moment, I really love having tattoos. So there will be more.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jesse's speechless, which is great. You should talk about this kind of stuff more often.
Whoa, yeah, Nelly! I could never.
That's all we have for Whoa Hunter, which was way better than Whoa Nelly.
Can we have him draw the trivia winner? I did trust him to draw the trivia winner.
Yeah.
Cheese Fry Helmet didn't
have Chrissy do it.
No, the Cheese Fry Helmet didn't leave the castle. Yeah, she could draw, sure. That's good.
And it is our video Monday winner, Dwayne in a big truck.
Dwayne. Yeah, I had a feeling Dwayne was going to win it this week. I had a feeling. Nice win, Dwayne.
It's great to see us upgrading our producer work inside the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios today. All right, we'll wrap things up like we wrap up every week. Feel Good Friday, painted by Hallman Lindsay Paints, is next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Quarterback uncertainty, but the home opener is here. Hey, it's Alex Stroh from ESPN Wisconsin. Join me, Gabe Neitzel, Super Bowl champ Jarrett Bush for Green Bay Game Day beginning at 9 a.m. this Sunday, live outside of Lambeau Field as we get ready for Green Bay's home opener against Indianapolis.
Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Sunday starting at 9 a.m. Live from the Tundra Trio outside Lambeau Field, right here on 94.5 ESPN, the Wisconsin On Demand app, and at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube. The best source for every piece of NFL news you need to know.
That's the idea of a deal. Each side gets wins, right? They have Jordan Love under contract for the next 5 years.
ESPN NFL insider Adam Schefter is on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy every Wednesday morning at 7:30. Sponsored by Island Resort and Casino.
I think Packers fans would sign up for 12-5 today, and maybe they will be.
Right here on 94.5 ESPN, and also streaming live on the Wisconsin On Demand app and at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Toscher here for my friends at Kohler Services. If you need a bath or shower remodel, turn to Kohler Services. Family-owned business for 150 years, Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer providing care for life. And this month only, get $1,000 off and 0% interest for 12 months on your Lugstone shower remodel. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote with fast, professional installation always included. That's KohlerServicesWI.com.
UW Credit Union presents the Student Athlete of the Week, supporting local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. UW Credit Union is here for every U. Learn more at uwcu.org. Here's Ashton Rotman with the UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week.
This week's UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week is Josiah Johnson from Milwaukee Academy of Science. Johnson set a career and school record in MAS's win last week with 292 yards rushing on 20 carries, which, by the way, was good for 5 touchdowns as the Novas beat Kenosha St. Joseph 52-22. Johnson, a senior, has excelled on the field this season already, of course, and in the classroom, Johnson has consistently held over a 3.5 GPA. Johnson is hoping to play football at the next level as he begins pursuing his college degree following this school year. Congratulations again to Josiah Johnson from Milwaukee Academy of Science on being this week's UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week.
Looking for a better used car interest rate? At Ewald, we make it easy to save thousands during the used car rate reduction event. Get rates as low as 4.9% on Ewald Automotive Group's best used cars. 4.9% on over 600 vehicles at 10 locations. Increase your purchase power with a better used car from the name Milwaukee has trusted for 60 years. Don't wait. Get a better rate. Available to very well qualified customers. Up to $20,000 financed for up to 48 months. See dealer for details. Offer expires month end.
There's a good chance you're on a budget. We all are. But she wants a diamond. You know it. I know it. And Robert Hack Diamonds knows it too, because they offer a huge collection of lab-grown diamonds, and they sell them at crazy prices. How about 2-carat total weight diamond studs for $8.95? Robert Hack Diamonds can get any size, shape, or clarity in natural or lab-grown diamonds. Don't buy until you call Robert Hack Diamonds. $8.95 for a 2-carat pair of diamond studs. Oh, baby! Robert Hack Diamonds in Greenfield and in Brookfield. Why overspend when you can save at Robert Hack Diamonds for the same diamond you're looking for? Some jewelers are charging nearly $5,000 for a lab-grown diamond. Not Robert Hack. Your visit will be worth it, and she'll think so too. Robert Hack also offers repair services and cash for your old gold. But remember, before you do anything, as I did, RobertHackDiamonds.com, and visit them in Brookfield or in Greenfield.
Wow, he just smashed it out of the park. Speaking of smashing, have you heard about Orange Smash?
Oh, you mean the Devil's Backbone Distilling Company canned cocktail? The one with real fruit juice, real vodka, and a splash of bubbles? It's a home run in a can.
It's the perfect drink for game day, whether you're tailgating at the ballpark or watching from home.
Find Orange Smash canned cocktails at Woodman's, Festival Food, or Pick and Save. Visit drinkasmash.com to learn more. Remember, always enjoy responsibly.
Supporting what is our Feel Good Friday, and that, of course, is the Greater Bucky Open. Now, it's too late to play. You missed the virtual toy drive. Maybe you could still make it to the Madison County concert that they've got later today. You can check out greaterbuckyopen.com to find out more about everything that they do. But more importantly, you can go there and support them. There's a donate button right there at greaterbuckyopen.com. You support not only the UW Health American Family Children's Hospital, you also support Bucky Badger student mascots as well. And who doesn't love Bucky? All right, that is it for us. Jesse, you look great. I can't wait for you to host the pre and post match of like a University of Wisconsin golf tournament or something.
I do look cool here, don't I?
Amazing.
Yeah, this is fun. I should do
the
volleyball pregame here.
Looked. Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
all right,
awesome.
That's it for us today. Thanks to Matt Flynn. Thanks to Rob Domofsky. Thanks to Joe Thomas. And thanks to you for coming along for the ride with us today. Have a great day. Take care. Be good.
Miss any of today's episode of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin? Commercial-free full show podcasts are available free on Wisconsin On Demand.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's original craft vodka. In 1995, Tito Beveridge built his very own distillery and put his life savings into it. Since then, he's won the unanimous Judge's Choice Double Gold Medal at the World Spirits Competition, the Chairman's Trophy for World's Best Vodka Tonic, and many others. Tito's Handmade Vodka is still made on the same land where he started it, all in Austin, Texas. Distilled from corn and gluten-free. Visit us at Tito'sVodka.com for recipes, videos, and more. Distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof. Crafted to be savored responsibly.
The little one just took her first steps. Her stride wobbly.
Oh my gosh, she's doing
Her parents? Oh boy, here we go.
Oh, watch out.
But you've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with free credit score and score monitoring on most new consumer checking accounts. So while you're monitoring and protecting her every move, you can do the same for your credit score too. You've got this with free credit monitor from Associated Bank. See AssociatedBank.com/checking